Introducing GForce TV. GForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GForce TV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GForce TV racing leagues. GForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GForce TV.
Hi, good evening, Dirt fans. We're back here tonight for some hometown heroes. And boy, I'll tell you what, we got a good one here too, as the season's wrapping up, as always. But we got our Gambler Motorsports pre-race show here tonight, folks. If you don't know who Gambler Motorsports is, check them out on Facebook. They are a prestigious esport racing team. They love dirt, sport cars, asphalt, endurance racing. Matter of fact, I got one of the guys up here in the booth with me, and they're going to do some endurance racing this weekend, but they love running the 24 hours of Daytona, the Le Mans, all the 6-hour, 12-hour races and so forth. But give them a like and a share over there on Gambler Motorsports on Facebook and tonight. But John, I tell you, it has been a outstanding Wednesday of events. I gotta say, first off, that the Hometown Heroes, when it started, you know, everybody doesn't know it's an unsure thing, but, you know, we said 3 hours long. Whew, that's going to be a long time. But, man, it really has been a great success with the drivers, the viewers, and I think with everything that's went on throughout the weeks.
Yeah, it really has. Drivers, I think, have gotten better with what they're doing on the track because they've gotten familiar with the track. They know what to expect every week. So the product, the racing on the track, I think has been, you know, a lot more fun. I think it's been more fun for the drivers. You know, and it just, the whole night flows. It's exceeded our expectation. When we started doing this, you know, we were apprehensive and, you know, hey, we'll just see how this goes. It's, you know, nobody on iRacing is doing anything like this. Our partners all came aboard with us, and it has been a very successful year. So, I mean, there's a lot of people behind the scenes and a lot of people, like I said, with our sponsors that have all made it work. But we are getting down to it, and I can tell you this series in particular, there's not a whole lot of difference between the top 5 in points. I know, you know, Daniel Vaught and Nick Vickery and those guys, I mean, one bad night here, they can fall pretty far down in the points. So it's going to be a real exciting, I think, last couple weeks here to see who comes out on top of this thing.
Man, you talk about the points. It's iRacing League Manager, folks. We run a league, own a league, do anything with the league, and you know, definitely is the backbone of what GForce Racing here uses. Preston Kramer, the VP himself, developed the program. But check them out at iRacingLeagueManager.com. That'll get you hooked up and everything you need to know about them. But you just talked about they're the standings, title sponsor for the standings, and you talked a little bit about that right there. it is heating up because we only got a couple weeks left. We got some big things to talk about coming up really next week, because we got a great charity event coming up next week for the veterans. It's going to be very, very nice to have. And then the next following week after that is championship week there. So definitely a lot of exciting things. Tonight we've got the Rebels making their debut on the Hometown Heroes here tonight. We had the Renegades there one time. We've had the ladies. We've had the retreads here. We've had endurance. I mean, we've just had a multitude of things, and it's made it really exciting.
Yeah, it really has. And tonight is no different. Tonight is Mental Health Awareness Night. And, they do their podcast every week. Preston and Roger sat down with Adam Ross, who does a thing up in Canada. So it's if you get a chance, go out and look at the Pitside podcast. Find it on Facebook. Watch it. There's a lot of people out there that I know that can have issues, don't have anywhere to turn or anyone to talk to. You're not alone. If you know somebody or whatever, just reach out, talk to them. It's amazing what a friendly smile and nice chat can do for somebody. But so we got something planned. We've even got Veterans Night coming up here too. So a lot of things yet still to come.
And you touched on that too. It's a subject that really hits home for a lot of people. It's home on my end. I tell you, a lot of the pandemic thing. Fortunately, I'm going to go ahead out on a limb and say I think we're pretty much over that, because everything's opening up here in the U.S., that is. I don't know about Canada area or across seas, but I can only speak to where I'm at. So, I mean, there you go.
Canada, I think, is still going to be locked down until June. And Europe, because, I have the cruise shop on my car, so I pay attention to travel issues. And it looks like Europe has opened up now.
Okay.
They're going to want people to travel. But you're going to have the vaccination card. That's the only catch over there in Europe. But here in America, you can go, pretty much anywhere. And I just got a thing today where I'm here in St. Louis. So, being a big Cardinals fan, it looks like they're going to open Busch Stadium back up to full capacity here.
Nice. Well, we just, the Charlotte race is coming. You're talking about NASCAR. I'm right here in NC and not far from Charlotte. So they're just talking about opening. So a lot of venues is getting back, and that brings us all back to what we were talking about with the mental health thing. A lot of it is a subject that really needs to be talked about and out. And I'm going to go out and say, folks, let me tell you, I survived a brain tumor. I've been through what it's like to have a lot of mental stuff. Because I always tell the doctor, y'all messed me up when y'all went in my head, played with my brain. What's wrong with y'all? But so it really touches on here. Get help. If you need help, get it. That's basically the bottom line to it. If you feel like you're alone, you're never alone. There's people out there that will listen. True, you probably think that there's not a lot out there, but folks, get the help, get out there, get talking, try. I know it's been rough over the years, but that's why we bring this kind of racing, man, to bring it. Come out, check us out here on YouTube, Facebook. I love talking to the people out there and the viewers, that, John, everybody does. So, get out here and, you definitely can, the camaraderie and so forth. And you don't even have to get out your house. So there you go. Log on and definitely talk.
And the other thing I do want to say about that too, I know for the longest time there was a stigma if you had some kind of issue or something. It was taboo, or you looked down upon if you had any kind of struggles. It shouldn't have been that way to begin with, but at least now we, as a society, have come to realize that, hey, you know what? We got to support people, and it's become a lot easier to do. And I know this community here in GForce, these drivers, we might fight among ourselves a little bit, but I do think that if any one of us needed anything, I'm sure that the other guys would be there. I mean, it's good to be a part of the community, and a lot of opportunities out there to get into groups and whatnot, and with people that might have had the same struggles. And I would, just encourage anybody, always just don't give up. You go look, and you'll be happy that you did. I can assure you.
Oh yeah, and like you said, there's some great things. You talk about the GForce, because check out the podcast there. So one of the great websites from several of our drivers here tonight. But the VMR Wraps qualifying session underway. VMR Wraps, you want to look good, stick out amongst the crowd, check him out on Facebook and VMR Wraps tonight. Looks like man out front, Nicholas Vickery is going to put it on quick time here. No problems there for him. So, again, appreciate everybody tuning in. We got the 305s here in the part of VMR Wraps qualifying right now. Looks like the guys are going to do a little bit of driver talking, driver meeting there before they get started, get everything down. What's up, media? How you do? Go Cards. Let's go
St.
Cards.
Louis guy. Yeah, go Cardinals.
Okay. Yeah. So you mentioned Cards earlier. Okay, guys. Yeah, go Cards. Yeah, well, I'm from NC, so I guess now I'm in the racing state, I guess. I mean, if you want NASCAR, I guess that's here.
You do have the Bobcats and the Panthers. So
yeah, and I do like the Panthers. Panthers are my favorite team. I'll pull for them, pulled for them since they've been here. And then I'm gonna say it. And hopefully we don't get canceled for it. But before the Panthers was around in '95, I pulled for the Washington Redskins. And I'm sorry, I'm going to say it that. I'm going to say it like that because I'm just.
Well, hey,
I remember.
I'm from St. Louis, and we've got another team on the other side of the state that's going like gangbusters with the Chiefs. But I'm a Cowboys fan, so
okay, there you go.
That'll probably get me canceled. And
hey, man, I'm gonna tell you, it's ironic, but. As far as dirt racing goes, there obviously we've got the Charlotte dirt track here, but it's not it. I mean, I'm in the heart of probably what you call the NASCAR country, so not really the biggest dirt. I would say dirt really is more kind of northern side, Pennsylvania, maybe up at that side of it, maybe like where you are, as far as really huge wise.
And that's the other thing here about this Hometown Heroes that I think is so cool, because when you go to your local track, everybody knows that guy. Okay, that's the guy to beat every week and everything else. And half the crowd will start rooting against that guy, and then half the crowd will start rooting for that guy. And you see these same drivers here coming in week out, and Lane has dominated a lot of what's kind of going on here. So, but it's been outside of him, it's one right after another. So I do hope people out there watching, I do hope they've kind of latched on maybe to a driver, whether they like their paint scheme or sure. Maybe they're from their area. But it's kind of cool that they can have the opportunity to root in the same way that you did for your sports team or your drivers at your local track, or even your national touring series. I mean, you got Billy Moyer fans, you got Scott Bloomquist fans,
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, that brings us up. A&J Custom Creations Heat Race number 1 here tonight to kick it off. A&J Custom, Andy Patton does some outstanding craftsmanship. Folks, go to GForceRL.com. Check him out on Facebook at A&J Custom Creations, because he does awesome work with his trophies and his plaques and all the stuff that he does with the CNC machinery. But sponsor tonight, we got Zach Chapman sitting down front, Tom Taylor going to start in second, Jeff Flero up to third, Nicholas Vickery there in fourth, Brian Moore Sr. starting fifth, Connor Ross sixth, Brandon Templeton at seventh, John Rayner to eighth, and Jeff Hayworth rounds out the ninth places. We're getting set here to go green flag racing tonight, Cedar Lake style here, folks. Again, you mentioned some of the paint jobs out there. Looks pretty nice. Some of them, I like that pink style paint job. Looks like Zach Chapman's running.
Yeah, Zach, he left the paint on from when he had his fiance. I don't know if it's fiance or girlfriend. You have to podcast.
Significant other.
Yeah, I don't know if they got it hammered out if he's got a fiance and a girlfriend, but nonetheless, that was the car that she was in last week.
Well, that's pretty. We got to give that. We'll be able to see him at nighttime. As green flag, we're racing it right now. Chapman takes it out front. They're already 3-4 wide behind him. Brian Moore Sr. right there falls to fifth. Tom Taylor up to fourth. You already knows the tail tank up top. As the battle's on for around about the fourth and fifth place. And that's actually, looks like Nicholas Vickery up on the top side there.
Yeah, no, Brian Moore got into the back straightaway wall there, yeah. But they're still fighting tooth and nail for that third, fourth, and fifth there. So it's still a real good battle going on.
It is.
And Vickery is P2 in the points, so he's got a little bit to lose here and a little bit to gain and a lot to lose here by being aggressive here in the heat. He needs to make sure he punches his ticket in the show to gather those points up.
Top four gets in the show here, featured the easy way here tonight. Not saying even if you don't get in the top four, you can't. You got to run the numbers, though. later on in the consolation. But right now, you got Tom Taylor hanging on to the fourth place spot. Connor Ross trying to eat up the back end of him and see if he can't get it done. Templeton's there. If they slip up, he can slip right by. We've seen that many a times on the fourth place, on the last lap of the fourth turn. A lot of times it's not a given sitting there in that spot. We've seen some guys get tangled up, and then the guy right behind them says, hey, thank you.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying about Vickery there. You know, he's in a good spot. He's in the show. If the opportunity is there for him to pick up other ones, sure. But, you know, you can gain a little but lose a lot. You know, you never know what goes on in these B features. You can get caught up in something. But with one lap to go, it looks like the top four are pretty well hunkered down where they're going to be. So it looks like, we might have one more shot at it for second coming out of turn 2 or 4.
Flero right there tried. Not going to get it. Chapman's going to hang on to it. The NJ Custom Creations Heat Race 1, and Tom Taylor's going to hang on to fourth there. So the top four guys, Vickery, Flero, Chapman, Taylor, all going to the feature the easy way tonight. The rest of them are going to run the consolation. That concludes the NJ Custom Creations. Hits us up for Heat Race number 2, Howard Hanna Real Estate, the number one family-owned and operated independent broker in the U.S., folks. If you got anything that you need done, residential, whether it's commercial or residential, real estate-wise, check Howard Hanna Real Estate out, because they, being the number one, they definitely know what they're doing. You rent, buy, sell, they'll get it done for you. Donald Dory's out front. Bob DeGood starts in second. You got Donovan Ross up in third. Garrett Pepiot in fourth. G.J. Boydell fifth. Bob Curtis up to sixth. Roger Craig going to start this one out in seventh. And Mike Shaughnessy all right there in the last place. Let's see the top four guys and get this one done here tonight in our Heat Race 2.
Yeah, Roger's tagging the back row, but he's been on a little bit of a hot streak. He's won a few races here in the last couple of weeks, so
yeah,
definitely one to watch on the back. And then you've got Garrett, who's sitting there in the 47. He won the Renegades race on Monday night, and so he's a little bit on a hot streak too. So this should be a good show here, especially with Donovan Ross on the inside and strong front row, strong third row. Once again, good field top to bottom.
Got a lot of great drivers here week in and week out. We talk about the 305 wing sprints out here. The guys getting very familiar with it. When we first saw them, it was a big culture shock to them, because a lot of guys were familiar with the 360s and the 410s. These cars don't have a lot of power, so you got to drive them a lot different. As the green flag flies, you already got a three-wide battle. They're getting up there and making a little contact between each other, and boy, what a move through the middle that Garrett Pepiot put on the competition up front.
Yeah, Garrett is can be aggressive at times, and right there was a nice sign of it, but he can do it and get away with it. He didn't really create any contact or anything like that, but now you got Donovan trying to follow him up through there. He's sitting there kind of third, fourth, but he's trying to work that bottom as they come out of turn 2 and down the backstretch.
Look on the inside of DeGood right there. DeGood on the top side, running the cushion down low. You got Ross. Seems like he can't get the run off the turn, and now he falls back for a moment. You still got Dory now and Bob. Those two guys are going to battle it out. DeGood takes the top side. Contact for the third and fourth. And Ross is going to pay the price for it as Shaughnessy gets into him just like
price.
that. Yeah, just like that, John. We've seen it time and time again. Doesn't take much contact.
Doesn't, and that was for a transfer.
Guess who's in fourth?
But now look who's in the transfer spot.
That's what I'm saying. Roger Craig. Well, I tell you what, Merry Christmas early for him right there. That's a birthday present and a half, because those guys back there were battling out. Now he's in fourth. Problem is, he's got G.J. Boydell tearing down the tail tank of him with Donald Dory back up here. So we'll see if Roger Craig can hang on. I know right now he's wheeling that machine. He's got Bob Curtis in front of him, so he's going to see what he can do. Here comes Boydell to the inside. White flag. One more time. Who's going to get that fourth place?
Well, anybody's game as they come out of turn 2, drag race down the back straightaway, and they're dead even, almost going into 3.
It's all going to be momentum out of 4. Boydell's got it. He's going to hang on to it. Roger Craig one position off, but man, what a race with that final transfer. Pepiot says, hey, no problems. He got it done. DeGood hangs on to second. Curtis up to third. Throws us in our Heat Race number 3. Tonight, Coast to Coast race team, and they are a race team dedicated to the GForce Racing League since the inception. From the U.S. to Canada, they make up a awesome team out here. You got Daniel Vault out front, Jeffrey Barker sitting in second, Josh Gerlach there in third, Andy Patton up in the fourth, Steve Bixler's going to start fifth, Terry Landis in sixth, Mike Cranmer there seventh, and Brian Saul Sarge up in the 8th place spot. as we got our heat race number 3.
Yeah, and Daniel, who's the point leader, it's not a bad place to start. But right now, you'd think being on the pole would be the strong place. But after watching that heat, the faster line looks a little bit further up the track. So Daniel's going to have to work on getting a good start here and get a good launch. And hopefully he can beat Jeff to turn 1 for Dan. That'll put him in a good position to slide up in front of Jeff. But if Jeff is on it and stays with him and gets down there, he's going to have a pretty clear path to the lead as they come out of turn 2.
We'll just have to see what happens here as we're getting set. Heat race number 3. Looks like Andy Patton and Brandon Sauls. I'm going to say, is it Sauls or Sals?
I would go with Sauls.
Sauls? Okay. I always say Sarge, too. But looks like them two did not grid up, so they're going to have to take the long way around here tonight on the consolation.
Yeah. And looking at that second row with Josh Gerlach and Andy Patton, but that looks like Terry Landis that's moved up there in that second row.
It is, fourth. Yep.
Yeah, Landis has been a little bit quick too. I know that he won a non-winged sprint race last night. He's kind of on fire, so I know his confidence is riding high right now, and as it should be. So this is gonna be a fun one to watch too, with the point leader and Josh and Jeff and everybody up there.
Well, let's see what happens here. Heat race 2, coast to coast racing team here tonight. Daniel Vault's going to start them off as the lights are off on the pace truck, getting set to do some dirt track racing. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hit the likes and shares out there. If you like what you see, hey, tell us who your favorite driver is too. It's getting set. Green flags about to fly. Trucks in. Here we go. Can Vault hold them off here tonight as he takes off? They're dead even. Looks like Vault gets a good jump.
Yep, that's exactly what he had to do, is slide up coming out of 2. That's exactly what he had to do. Now it's going to be, if he's got to move up a little bit to make sure he protects that high side. The battle, though, is for third place between Gerlach and Terry Landis.
Landis falls back into 5th place. Bixler was able to slide in there and take it as Landis is down low right now, back in 5th. Bixler, though, was able to take the high side, take the 4th place away. Vault right now out front. Barker right there riding in his tire tracks. You've got Gerlach hanging on to the top 3 single file. The battle is heating up here as Landis is trying to pull in on the backside of Bixler to get that 4th place spot back.
Yeah, he's looking low, and if anybody can make the bottom work, it's Terry Landis. So, and yeah, there he is lower, pulls up right next to him. There he is coming out of 4. He just can't get the run coming up off the corners. It doesn't look like he gets his nose down there, and they hook. The 75 just hooks up on that cushion, and they just got a lot better drive off at this point.
Yeah, it does. Right now, you got Gerlach sneaking on the inside of Barker. He is looking down there, peeking ever so slightly, maybe keeping Barker kind of on his toes up there in the 2nd place spot. This is 3rd place here. Gerlach looking. If he keeps doing it, he's going to bring Bixler into the mix. Landis there still harassing the back end there. Bixler's, that's a battle for the final transfer spot for 4th. In the meantime, Cranmer's kind of off the pace behind him. Never mind. I just said Mike Cranmer was off the pace, but boy, again, that's what you do. And now he's in the 4th place spot. Wow.
Yep, it's the white flag, and we've seen this all season, you know. Well, small things happen, take you from the penthouse to the outhouse in the blink of an eye.
It does, and right there, Cranmer in 4th place is going to transfer it on in, but Bixler and Landis got together, hard charging with each other. They hooked up, next thing you know, crashed, and just tore them up coming out. We've seen it time and time again. Vault takes the victory here in heat race number 3, but that's what the heat races are all about. Sometimes they have action-packed. That's going to end it. Let's see what our next one here brings us into our B main here tonight, folks. That's the SBGC Printing, SBGC3D.com. Check out Tom Taylor and Company. Does outstanding work with those 3D prints. We'll see a little video of some of his work later on here tonight. But we got Connor Ross out front, Roger Craig sitting in 2nd, Andy Patton in 3rd, Brandon Templeton up in the 4th, Donald Dory started 5th, Bixler there in 6th, Jeff Hayworth up in the 7th, Mike Shaughnessy there in 8th, Terry Landis up in the 9th, Brian Moore Sr. 10th, Donovan Ross 11th, John Rayner up in the 12th, and looks like the Sarge there's not going to grid it up here again. So help me out here a minute, John. We had 3 heat races. Top 12. Go,
yep,
everybody.
Yep, top 12 out of the 13. It looks like
pretty much everybody, yeah.
Everybody will go, which is good because Brian Moore Sr., who is sitting 4th in the points, is all the way in the back of this. So he's going to catch a break by knowing everybody So he'll just be able to, just kind of use this as a test session and then work his way into the A main, and he's going to have to go to work because he is going to be towards the back of the A main regardless.
And that's the biggest thing, folks. Usually when it kind of rolls around like this here where everybody's going to make it, a lot of these guys here just use this as a test. And plus, maybe better their starting position for the feature. That's really about the only thing they can do. So two things that they can work on here. One, working in traffic, seeing how well they can do it in traffic, because they know they're going to have to do it in the A main. As a green flag flies, Connor Ross doesn't have to worry about too much traffic. He takes off front. You got Roger Craig right there sitting in third with Andy Patton. They're going to go duking it out side by side. You go back here with Dory, Donald Dory, Bixler and company. They're all going tooth and nail side by side. That's a little pack happening back there.
Yeah, they're kind of a little bit strung out here, but right around Brian Moore is just slicing and dicing through this field so far. So he's trying to really, really improve his starting position.
Looks like the top side cushion is where it's at working right now. We've seen them try to do that low line. We'll see what happens as the feature comes on. Will it come in later on? But right now it does look like the top end is the place to be. You can see Senior right there holding to that top side cushion. He's gaining on the back there. The tail tank of Bixler, he's going to have to dive it on the inside to make the pass. Bixler's not going to give him that top end. We've seen him get contact a couple times here tonight. Battle behind him with Ross and Dory. They're going to go door to door. Well, tire to tire.
Yeah, and I tell you, I don't know how much these guys will, might be a strategy, but I know if I'm in one of these, I'm content with riding second just because that'll put me on the outside row whatever I start in the feature. So usually I prefer to start on the outside. So I don't know if, you'd be amazed at some of the things and kind of what goes on, as a driver, is what they're thinking and what they're doing inside the car.
Little mess up right there, hiccup on Brian Moore Sr.'s part. He got a contact up there with Bixler, and it got him around, and then now he's way in trouble. Back in 11th, so all that ground he made up, he just lost in a split second, and it can happen on the dirt tracks. Still beating and banging in front of him, Shaughnessy, Landis, Hayworth right there. As the meantime, you're talking about second place. Patton has moved up on the back end of old Ross. Does he take that shot and go? Well, never mind, he does. Slide job on the inside. He can't complete it, but it looks like he's not content to hold on to second. White flags out.
Yeah, it's the same thing as we saw in that last heat race. You can get a really good run into the corner there on the bottom as you see them pull even, but when they come out corner exit and they can bang off that cushion, you just get such a run coming off for the top.
And it's Connor Ross is going to hang on to it up top there. Patton's going to go in a second. I think he was testing the waters down low to see what he could do maybe later on for a quick slider in the feature. That brings us up to our warm-up here tonight. Icon Sim Sports intermission here, folks, and I'll tell you, if you're looking for a rig that's going to suit you, built for you, whether you're big, tall, small, little, whatever, it is definitely going to fit one of a kind to you. Check them out at iconsimsports.com. Well, we're racing here tonight with the GForce Racing League. All the information and everything you need to know, including all the charity events coming up next week, the championship week, what we got going on tonight, GForceRL.com. Definitely look it up. Check out everything right there. Want to appreciate Justy Sick, iRacing Photo Drivers of the Week, for Justy Sick coming on board here this season as one of the sponsors for us. And obviously we're here tonight live on the GForce Esports on YouTube, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights. Check them out. Wednesday, Friday nights, myself here at OSR Networks bringing you to action as we got Advantage Race Television bringing Monday and Wednesday. Check the guys out. And also at OSR Network on Facebook. I tell you what, folks, it's been an exciting night. Let's step away real quick. We'll get some of our anthems in here because, man, I tell you, we got a lot of racing and we got some exciting stuff coming up the rest of the night. We'll be right back here in a few.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, we're back here, folks, here tonight. Feature time here, Icon Sim Sports feature tonight for the Hometown Heroes and iconsimsports.com. Check it out. I know right now they got a summer deal going on, 10% off. If you're looking for that rig, now's probably the time to get it. They have got some nice looking ones there. I go on the website and I dream all the time. So very, very nice one. But man, we've got 24 machines here. About to do battle. Zach Chapman out front in the pink mobile. We'll see what he can do. He looks, at least he looks cute out there with it on.
Yeah, Garrett's to his outside, and the point leader is right behind him. And it looks like Nick Vickery, who's second in the points, is a couple rows behind. So we've got a whale of a show about to unfold here as they come around, get ready to take the green.
We do. 24 here tonight, and only 21 laps, too. A little bit less than what we normally have. Normally, it's usually like a 30-lap event, but Chapman already in trouble as Pepia takes it up top. And, boy, we got a hard one in the back. Daniel Vault upside down. Man. We actually were watching that live. He took Mike Cranmer with him, so, I mean, we were right there on Vault when that one happened, and he just got hit from one side to the other, and then from that point on, it was chaos.
Yeah, that's a really tough break for Vaught there. Going back here, and I'm going to take a look at it.
Just ping pong back on each other there, you know.
Boy, yeah, his teammate Zach got a little loose coming out, and Daniel kind of lifted a little bit to stay out of him. And you know, when you're in the front of the field on the start and you lift or get a little out of shape, all those cars behind you just have nowhere to go. That's a real tough break there for Daniel. So hopefully he'll get him lined back up. Now his goal has got to be the rest of this race. get as many cars as you can, stay away from the trouble, and gather up as many points as what you possibly can.
And here's the thing, that really helped out Chapman. His start was not the best in the world. He actually had a hiccup there, and Pepe was all over the back end of him. So that caution maybe kind of give a reset for him to get his bearings straight as we're getting set to go back green here tonight. Icon Sim Sports Hometown Heroes feature, and Chapman again is not getting those starts he wants. Pepe, boy, on the prowl, and takes a good slide job and takes the lead from him.
Another person that benefited was Nick Vickery. He's sitting P7. He's already moved up, so he's going to close the gap coming out of here. But yeah, Zach is a gambler driver, and these are not his forte. He really likes the full-bodied stock cars, and what he likes here more recently is doing the road stuff. So he's going to learn a lot here. We're up here with these guys, with Flero and Pepiot, and now Vickery has moved all the way up to P4. He's side by side there, going for fourth.
Yes, it is up there at the top side cushion where I think is a lot of grip right now. Chapman's hanging off down on the bottom side with D Good. Those two guys down low. You see Vickery up there way up into the cushion along with Pepiot and Flero and company. But here comes Vickery battling for that spot. Oh, Roger Craig crashing in the back. We're still green. Not quite sure. That's because they're off on the grass. So good job on those two. But unfortunate, Roger definitely in the back. Not the night he wants. Here comes the leaders on top of them. As we got to get three wide battle back here around about 13, 14 place spot. Man, that's Dory, Landis, and Moore.
Yeah, there's clusters all over. I've seen 2 or 3 around the track. So one here with Terry and them. Yeah, you've got them just fighting tooth and nail for these spots. So great racing tonight. The track is really coming around to allow that.
Gotta always say, the one thing I say, you got battles up front, middle, and the back all over, folks, to try to keep up with everything that's going on, because you just never know. It's so fast-paced action here on the dirt. But the meantime, Gary Pepe, it's the man out front and leading it. Right now, the battle, though, is happening here. Chapman in the wall. Oh, he's around. He just got caught. Not sure who that was that got up into him, but slung him up into the wall, and then the wall won.
The wall always wins.
It does. It's bad.
Yeah, I'm on a first name basis with a lot of the walls in iRACING.
Well, I tell you what, definitely want to give a shout out to Malcolm Mills. That's our replay here provider tonight, and have been a long-time supporter of the GForce Racing League. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. Hit the likes and shares out there, folks, as always. And our leagues are definitely appreciated. Tonight we got mental health awareness here. And it's a good one so far. These guys have definitely been aware of what's going on the track right now. It's all Pepe out front with Flero there in second. Vickery was able to get up to third, though.
Yeah, he has, and he's steadily moved forward. And then on the flip side of that, Daniel, who got caught up in that early wreck, Daniel Vaught there in the 180, he hasn't made a whole lot of ground up in the back. So, this is going to get a chance to bunch him back up. It's going to help Nick maybe move up to, get further up the podium. It's going to help Daniel, hopefully pick up a new to limit the damage that, that first lap incident caused.
So far, so good as we're getting set here to go back green. Looks like they're going to double them up here for this starting lineup. Right now, Cedar Lake here tonight. You know who we're missing so far? Lane.
Well, that's another story. But yeah, Lane is he's on a little bit of vacation, and it's
okay.
It's a little bit unfortunate, and nothing that Lane did. So all you Lane Stuck fans, the young man didn't do anything totally bad. Just a really bad victim of circumstance. So that's about best I can put it. So, but we're back at the racing here, and Garrett is way out front, and they're bunching up in the middle of the field.
Oh, and they got a 3-wide battle. Look at a slide job. I think that was Connor Ross put on them with Nicholas Vickery and Barker right there. So you got Ross hanging on. Gerlach, though, a man possessed, coming up through the field. He's up top right now.
Yeah, he's coming through, and then Gerlach, he runs the midgets with us a lot on Friday night, and then he's another one of those guys that's not afraid to get aggressive when he has to.
Right now, you got Gerlach, Flaro, and company. Flaro right there, almost slid up into the side of Gerlach. Pepiot out front. Those two door to door. Connor Ross right there. So we got a good battle up front going on. Everybody looks. Oh, well, that's Ross. He's going to see if he can't get up there and tackle the wall.
Yeah, once again, the wall wins. So I think it's wall, 5 and car 0. So
Absolutely. Got up there and went two-wheeling for a second. Didn't lose too much. He was able to stay right now in the 4th place spot, but victory there. Oh, hang on to it, Ross. Was a good recovery on his end. The problem is he lost all kind of momentum back in 11th place spot. Wow.
That was a case where Connor basically wrecked himself not to get into victory. So that was actually good sportsmanship there on Connor's part. It'd have been really easy for him to slide in there and become a problem for victory.
Well, right now the battle's heating up for the this will be the 3rd and 4th place spot. You got Victory, Flaro, all cautions out. John Rayner around. Let's go to Malcolm Mills replay here. See exactly what happened to him. He is right there in that black and white machine. Oh, just lost it coming out of the turn, and then nowhere to go for Mike Shaughnessy.
Yeah,
those two will go through the thing.
Here, so it's going to be a lot different. So it's a lot different track than what they started on. This is actually about closer to what I'm expecting. I'll be in the 410 race after this, and this is about what I'm expecting us to start our feature at. So it's going to be it's a whole different ball game when it starts to slick up like this.
And it is. We got Jeff Flaro right here. About to check up and see what we got, but it's all Pepiot out front. Gerlach, Victory, and company. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and they're going to be single file because we're within 10 to go. This is going to be a green-white checker. So it's, win it or wear it time.
Absolutely. Here we go. They're going single file, and I know Pepiot loves that. Really benefits the leader on a single file run. Not only, he gets that advantage to go when he wants to go when the pace car drops. All pace truck does, but also he didn't have to worry about anybody on the inside or outside of him.
No, and he gets to choose the line he wants. Some guys like firing off with the tack on the bottom. Some guys like to drive down the hill. So that's the advantage for being up there and being the leader in a situation like this. You pick, see how he's coming down the hill. You get to pick that line.
Absolutely, and it's a good start right there for him, and that's what he wants to get away here, essentially for, like you said, a green-white checkered here on the dirt. Right now, Gerlach's losing a little ground. Victory's in 3rd. The battle's heating up, though, for around 4th place spots. You got Moore Sr. has moved up to 5th. He's going to see if he can't climb up there on Jeff Flaro and grab that 4th place spot. White flag, won't matter what happens. Always say he can kill himself. Can Moore get the 4th place away? Flaro blocks down on the inside. Not going to happen. Pepiot's going to win it here tonight. What a good run from these guys.
Yeah, that's a great race there. Garrett kind of got away from him a little bit, but I tell you, from 2nd, 3rd on back, you could go anywhere in the field and find a good hard battle going on. Oh,
you could, all over the place tonight. Definitely some good battling here. We'll see if we can't get several of these guys up here and get a word with them. That's Nicholas Victory and company. We'll see. Looking for, there's Gerlach. Oh, okay. Well, let's bring up 3rd place man Victory. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Nicholas, you got a copy?
You hear me?
Yes, I can. Hey, nice run today. You had to come up through, pick a few cars to get up here on the podium. What was it like? And especially after you knew Daniel had a problem there, so that opens an opportunity in the points. Did that change? Seeing it, did that change the way you approach the race?
No, I'm gonna be honest, man. I was watching Vault the entire night when I wasn't in the car, because as we get to these closing weeks, it's definitely important to get good point nights. And I hate that happened to him. And matter of fact, I think him and I actually got together in that caution. I was on the bottom, and yellow car.
Yeah, you had a couple of creeps tonight. I know one time Connor came up out of the corner there and slid up to you. But like I said, when you saw him go back, though, that didn't. You just were going to run the same race, or did you think, okay, here's my opportunity, no mistakes? It didn't change your mindset at all.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that I needed to get the most points I could. And I know that I didn't make any friends there at the end of the race, and I want to apologize for chopping Flaro's nose off in 3 and 4. I thought that he was going to take the higher line and I'd have a little more room, but he stayed in the middle, I believe. So definitely going to shoot him a message after the interview and apologize for that.
Yeah, well, you got, I think is it 1 or 2 more weeks, something like that here. So it'll be interesting to see when the points shake out, where you sit. You have anybody you'd like to thank here tonight for a great run?
Yeah, first, Spartan Racing, everybody on the team spots for each other. We're a good group of guys that get along well together. We race well together. VMR Wraps, if anybody needs a wrap out there, hit us up on Facebook. Mirror Image Auto Spa, my wife for letting me do this, and then, of course, you guys for putting on the show.
Great. That congratulations again, Nick, on a great run tonight. That's Nicholas Vickery, third place finisher for the night.
Absolutely, right there. Like you said, Nicholas Vickery coming home in third. Well, this guy here, Josh Gerlach, tried to get it. Bring him up here second place. Let's get a word with him.
Sean Hine up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do. How you doing, John?
I'm doing well. Hey, you had to pick your way through and got your way up into second, which is a great run tonight. Was the track changing on you a little bit, or was that all? Could you get any more out of the car than what you were getting?
It definitely changed throughout the race, but man, I was giving it my all there at the end. Garrett and I were just talking that he had to change it up there a little bit once he saw me get to second. But it was a fun track. I hate for getting into Zach there. I don't know what happened. I didn't realize that we were 3 wide there coming out of 2, and him and somebody else got together, and then we kind of net coded it at least on my end in 3 and 4. So I hate to see that happen. Don't like make contact with anybody.
Yeah, if it makes you feel better, I looked at the replay there, and then once you guys both got up in the slick, you guys walked right up the track and just ran out of room. So I would chalk it up to a racing deal there. Just unfortunate, but that gave you a close scrape there. Did that change how you drove though? At that point, you're thinking, okay, I got away with one. I know when I'm in the car, sometimes I think, okay, luck is a funny thing. You have it 1 minute and don't have it the next. Did that change your mindset at all?
I mean, I hated it that, making contact with anybody. I don't like that, but you kind of just have to shake it off, in the middle of the race there. Felt good, and I was kind of charging forward. So just have to keep focused forward. And I mean, there was a couple times with Jeff, I was ripping it up top and really getting runs off the corner, and he was really, really coming up, but kept her clean. And like I said, it was a heck of a race. These 305s here are a freaking blast.
You guys put on a great show, and it was a great run for you tonight, buddy. Who would you like to thank for helping you out there?
Yeah, just want to thank alwaysraceday.com. Like I had mentioned last week, if you need to keep up on your news, racing, NASCAR, World of Outlaws, All-Stars, anything like that, alwaysraceday.com has it all. Netcodeshop.com, Netcode Esports, and my friends over at Dizzy Motorsports, they help me get better each week. So it's a great run. Good job to Garrett.
Yeah, congratulations again on a great run for yourself. That's Josh Gerlach, our second place finisher here in the 305s tonight.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, well, the guy coming up here next definitely got out front and just took it home. Garrett Pipiat, Joy in the booth, got a copy? Garrett, Joy in the booth, got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Well, I tell you what, Garrett, you got out front. It was long gone from there. How was the track and how was you feeling?
I was just minding my own business and watching the black box, making sure I wasn't getting in too much of a cruise move where I wasn't paying attention and watching somebody come up on me. And when that caution come out and I seen Josh coming up on me, I knew I had to change something up, so I moved the wing back and changed up my line a little bit in 3 and 4.
Well, I'll tell you what, I like that. Just minding your own business out front, like you said. I mean, definitely that's what you were doing because you had a fast machine all night long and was able to stay out front. You put it in victory lane. How's it feel to win here?
It feels good. Last couple 305 races I've done, I haven't fared too well, but it's good to get back in victory lane.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, you got anybody you want to shout out tonight for this awesome win?
Yeah, Roger for putting on the league. The racing wouldn't be like this if we didn't have Roger. Ford Entertainment Group for building me my PC to compete with these guys. Velocity Race Designs for designing me this sweet looking car. Alex Hanna Gaming, Race Lab Apps, and you, Joe, for putting on the stream for everybody that wants to watch.
Well, I tell you what, man, it's always good to watch you guys, man, tear up the dirt. And again, congratulations on that win there, Garrett.
Thank you.
There we go, Garrett Pepiot here tonight. Well, I'll tell you what, John, we're going to head on out here because we got some more racing here, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here in a few. Don't go anywhere.
It all starts with the right house. That's where we come in. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
From finding the perfect house to making it your home, we'll be with you every step of the way. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
right, we're back here, folks, tonight, and round 2 here, the Hometown Heroes. The first one there, the 305s, was a very good one, and I believe these are the 305s. Let me get my info. I know John's here with me. John's going to race too.
Yeah, I'm out on the track right now, testing it out, going through turn 1 and 2, or 3 and 4 now at the bottom, and see if we can throw some mud with these guys.
We got 305s. Oh, this is a double header. Well, no, wait a minute.
410. These are the big boy cars.
That's what I'm thinking. He says he's 40. So here's how Roger kind of sent it to me here tonight. We started off with the 305s, then he goes 410s with the Rebels. But he didn't tell me what we're going to run. Oh, here we go. Third race. Well, what's the third race tonight? He didn't even tell me what the third race.
The third race is going to be the Rebels, which is a Monday night class for us.
So these are 410s without the Rebels.
Yeah, these are the 410. And then the ones later tonight are going to be the 360s. So we're going to see each type of car come in tonight.
Okay, well, here's how he wrote it to me. That's why I kind of got a little confused. Sorry about that, folks. Tonight we'll be doing the fixed 305s, 20 laps, fixed 410s, 30 laps, Rebel B division. So it didn't split it up there, saying, okay, we got 410s and then the 410 Rebels. So I kind of got a little confused on that. Sorry, folks, but hey, we are in the 410s, like we said. So these are the big monster wing sprints out here. So a huge night and day difference, folks, from what we're used to seeing, or from what these guys are used to seeing from a 305 stepping into a 410. So a whole different world right now. But it is still Hometown Heroes here tonight, mental health awareness. John's on the track. What he's probably going to do here is obviously he's going to be racing. Not going to be talking while he's racing. I don't like guys getting their concentration off, but if there's a caution or something out there, we'll be able to get an insight on what's going on the track, and then the heats that he's not racing in, we'll definitely get to talk to him there. So always good to get some input on what's going on. Right now, we got the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show, though. Gambler Motorsports, like I said before, prestigious esports group there, race team. Check them out on Facebook. They love some racing here on iRacing and a lot of the sims. They do the sports car racing, dirt racing, asphalt. They do a lot of the road racing and the endurance stuff. Actually got a big one coming up this weekend, but they do the 24 Hours of Le Mans and Daytona racing. So check them out on Facebook. Give them a like and share. Gambler Motorsports tonight here as our pre-race show. And it's been a good one. It was an exciting one there for the 305s. I think these 410s are going to be even more exciting too. Like we said, we got the debut of the Rebels coming up right after this. That's 410 wing sprints there also for the Hometown Heroes. And again, folks, you go out there to GForceRL.com, check out all the info about coming up for the charity event next week, the Veterans charity event. It starts Monday, goes through the week. We have a big race coming up next Wednesday night for the veterans. And if you're a veteran in iRacing, not just in the league here, go to GForceRL.com, look up the info, sign up, come out and race with us. We got a lot of great sponsors, Gambler Motorsports on, Epsilon Sprint Reps. I mean, just to name a few. There's a lot of them out there, Icon, that have already stepped up, gave a lot. They've raised a lot of money for the veterans out there and the charity. So it's going to be a good time. You can get all the information you can there on GForceRL.com. We're going to have the action here live on the GeForce Esports on YouTube. I'll get it out in a second. And it's going to be a fun week of things. And then the week after that, obviously championship week. We crown champions in all divisions except for the Renegades, which will go the next following week there on the Monday. But pretty much all of the other divisions we will crown from Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday the next following week of June. So now we got qualifying, VMR Wraps qualifying here tonight. If you want to look good on the track, those guys will definitely make you look good on the track, off the track, and just in iRacing in general. As they have got a lot of painters that customize and specialize in multiple paint styles across all cars of the platform. Check them out on Facebook at VMR Wraps. Right now, we'll see who throws a quick time up. Right now, Benjamin Kolsch. I always get his last name wrong. I hope I got it right, but he's out there right now. We got Chase. Is that Wire? That means names I'm going to have to get up with on Roger. I'm still learning, folks. That's the thing. I'm still learning.
I would go with Weir.
Weir? All right, sounds good. Appreciate that one. Little John Hine throwing it up there in second place right now with a quick time of 11.57. But Garrett Pepiot, who just pulled off the victory into 3:05s, well, he's having no trouble with a 4:10. He throws down with 11.51 quick time for the night. Wow, what a stellar time out there. So Pepiot says, you know what? I'm going to try to go 3 for 3 here tonight. I don't know, is Garrett in the Rebels?
Yeah, he'll be in the Rebels here a
well,
little
I'll
bit
tell
later.
you what, there you go. He's going to try. Right now, he's going to try to go back-to-back. See, we've only had maybe 1 or 2 other people do that here in the series, so let's see what happens. Can Pepiot pull it off? Hines sitting in second. Connor Ross right now in third. As Kolsch, I hope I'm saying his last name. Is it Kolsch? Kelsch. All right, Kelsch. That's right. Okay, Kelsch. Like in, I'll get it right. Always need a little help. Kyle Parker out here. Parker. Now I know Parker has came up here in the last several weeks. He's gotten a little bit more familiar with the wing sprints. He's more of a big-bodied style guy. He likes big blocks and the super late model, pro late models and whatnot. Very, very well. You know, he knows how to drive those very good. He drops it up to 6th, 7th place right now. But he's getting up there pretty good in with these wing sprints, getting a little bit comfortable, getting faster as the weeks go on. Now he puts it in 4th place. Good qualifying effort for him tonight. So that's what I'm talking about. Slowly but surely he has jumped up the ranks and gotten a lot more familiar, Kyle Parker has, with these wing sprints. So something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and Kyle's, he can run anything. He's actually been also running the GForce asphalt stuff and being competitive and winning races there too. So, when he says, I'm not real good in one car and the other, I really don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, it's good to see him, Parker, like you said, he's coming on strong. What's up, THS Racing? How you doing out there? Appreciate everybody tuning in. And it looks like qualifying's going to come to a close here for the VMR wraps here tonight. Again, like I say, you want to look good, check them out on Facebook. As we're going to get set here for our heat race number 1 here soon, A&J Custom Creations. And, man, what a night it has been. I tell you, these guys, the hometown heroes in general. Folks, I hope you enjoy it. I know it's a longer night than what we're used to. And I know every time, I know my wife is like, you got that long night of racing? I said, yeah, we got the long night of racing. You know, it's just, she goes to bed and leaves me alone. So there you go.
Yeah, that's very nice. And that's kind of cool. Like I said, we did the ladies' night a couple weeks ago, and
I should have put her in the booth. I should have said, what?
A lot of people have the same thing. I'll get on here and practice for hours. Our wife sees us do this and stuff like that. So I think they all deserve a shout out for letting us, us grown boys, be able to act like little boys and come out and have fun and do this. So it's very cool and whatnot. And I
don't know how many times you race a week, John. I don't know how many times a week you race. I don't know if GForce is the only series that you do. I know other guys have multiple series. As far as when I broadcast, and I'm going to speak to myself, I do it 5 days a week. I used to do it 7 when I started, and sometimes twice a night. So I've been doing it for well over 4.5 years now, going on 5, and I just enjoy it in general, just like you guys do week in and week out with your racing, and you bring that up, if you're your girlfriend, wife, significant other, whatever. I've been married for 20 years now, and my wife is like, if it's something you enjoy, go for it. But we talk about, let me bring this up real quick since we're still on qualifying. We talk about Cincinnati's mental health. Really, on my end, battling from a brain tumor real quick, mental health really, this right here is therapeutic because it does help me mentally. So I know just like you guys with your racing, it helps y'all. The broadcast side has really helped me, and I appreciate GForce for letting me come on and do the Hometown Heroes because it has really been a fun series. And right now, we're about to get fun on the track. A&J Custom Creations here, heat race number 1. Jeffrey Barker, Nicholas Vickery, Kyle Parker, Garrett Pepiot, Blake Chapman started fifth, Stephen Bixler there, and Mike Kremer rounds out the field here for our A&J Custom Creations Heat Race 1. And Andy Patton, I can't say enough about his work. He does an outstanding work with the CNC and the craftsmanship of those trophies and plaques and all the other products that he has going on. Check him out on Facebook and GForceRL.com for all the work that Andy Patton does and puts in to in everything that he creates and does here for the league.
Yeah, Andy, I've gotten a couple of those trophies from Andy, and those trophies that he does for our league is fantastic. So anybody else out there that's a league owner that you want to do something for your league, look up A&J. The guys really enjoyed getting them. I think it was cool when I got my plaque. Hopefully, I can get another one before too long. But they are very cool, and he does excellent work.
Well, the way you race, there'll be no problem. We know that, John.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish it was that easy.
Come on now. I've seen you get out there and you dig in the dirt. So you got that cruiseshopfw.com boat machine. I love saying that out there. So sometimes you're on a vacation, sometimes you're just on a cruise, and sometimes you get sunk. But nonetheless, with Green Flag Racing, Victory takes it out front. Barker right there in second. Pepia, though, he's the man and wanting to try to see if he can't get another victory. Boy, they're hammering it out there for the second, third, fourth place spot.
Yeah, they are, and Garrett's trying to find high, low, middle, any way to work his way up. He's been on a roll tonight, so I've definitely got my eye on him as he comes into this race.
He does, and right now, these 410s, one of the major biggest difference besides the horsepower and what you can do with these cars is you can sling these things in there and they'll slide and won't bog down. We've talked about that many a times, John. With the 305s, you have to keep that momentum climbing. With these, you can use a lot of throttle to get them going. Right now, top three nose to tail. The battle's on for fourth, though. Barker wants it. Chapman's got it. Right now, Barker's losing a little ground.
Yeah, he is, but it's still right there, and we've seen it how many times, Joe? We've mentioned this back and forth. Something happened in the last lap or two to guys in transfer spots. Not to jinx anybody, but we have seen it.
And the biggest thing right now, you got Parker sitting in second. Pepia throws a slide job on the inside. Can Parker crisscross him back over? Pepia goes down low to block it. Parker's there, and this is what we're talking about. You get just a little bit out of shape. Next car gets up there and makes a little tangle with each other, and you're right on out of the show. Parker's losing a little ground. Chapman now moving up. Can Barker be on the outside looking in? Remember last time Mike Kramer was a man, but white flag's out.
Anything can happen this last lap coming out of here, time turn 4, and looks like they're going to finish just like they started the lap.
Absolutely. Victory takes it home for the A&J Custom Creations Heat Race 1. Pepe at second, Parker third, Chapman there in fourth. Rounds us out for our Heat Race number 1. Puts us in Heat Race number 2 here tonight. That's going to be Howard Hanna Real Estate, number 1 family-owned and operated independent broker. You need anything sold, bought, rented, anything to deal with real estate, commercial or residential, check out Howard Hanna Real Estate because they are the number 1. As you got Preston Cranmer starting out front, Donovan Ross there along with him. Brian Moore Sr. starting third. John Hine, well, we just talked with him here. We'll let him go and see what he can do. Is he going to start around the third place spot, fourth place spot? Brandon Kelsch, my bad. I'm going to get the Kelsch right there. Starting in fifth, Tom Taylor in sixth, and G.J. Boydell rounds the top 7. So let's see what kind of tracks here we've got this time as the top 3 and 4 here. As a good one, you've got a heavy hitting field. Preston Cranmer is another one that's getting very familiar with these 410s and these winged sprints, folks out there. He, came into them. He likes them, but he's had an up and down kind of roller coaster ride style season as we're getting set here to go Green Flag Racing side by side. You've got the pace truck out front. Moore Sr.'s been fast, got in a little bit of trouble, though, in the last 305 races. Every time he started to come to the field, just got hung up just a little bit. So to see if he can bounce back with these 410s. Green Flag, Heat Race 2 underway. Cranmer gets a good jump out front of Ross. Moore right there. He's got to contest behind. Who's going to put that machine on the inside? Try for a slider. You got Tom Taylor back there looking on, though, as he's outside looking. He says, if you two get together, I'll definitely scoot on up there and take that spot away. Kelsch hanging on to 6th, Boydell back into 7th. So right now, Hine has got the final transfer spot. As the meantime, Cranmer is out front. along with Ross there sitting in second. Moore Sr. hangs on the third. Everybody's nose to tail kind of following the leader here. Hines hanging on to the fourth place. Tom Taylor's a little bit off from him, but if one of those guys up front slip up, we've always seen it. So single file, everybody's holding on to the cushion right now. Cranmer's looking pretty solid. Nobody's really wanting to step out. Ross kind of tests the waters down low for a moment. He's looking to maybe see, because once you get into a freight train like you are, everybody can just get follow the leader. You've got to break the monotonous of kind of single file racing. Right there, they went back up to the top. You see Cranmer moved down the track just a little bit. That allowed Ross to green just ever so slightly on the back end. Now Cranmer's testing that waters on the middle of the track as Kel's crashing in the back. Here comes Ross. Oh, a little touch on the back. White flag. One more time. Let's look at John Hine. He is trying to push the envelope there on the inside. He's going to put a slider. Is he going to be able to complete the slide job on the final turn? He got tagged. Drag race to the end. Hine holds on the third. That was a solid move out of turn 4 with a slider. It almost gave it up, though, back to Moore as he got right into the back end of Ross. But Cranmer takes it home here as we're going to head out to heat race number 3, coast-to-coast sim racing team. They are made up of a GForce Racing League since the inception here of U.S. and Canada drivers. Definitely looks good out there, the coast-to-coast racing team for Heat Race 3. Terry Landis going to start out front, Bob DeGood in second, Jeff Flero there in third, Connor Ross in fourth, Roger Craig up in the fifth, Nathan Aldridge starting sixth. We've got Chase Weir up in seventh. Hope I said it right that time. Where?
Yeah, and this will be another good one here with Connor, and we got the boss man sitting there in the back too. And like I said earlier, he's on a little bit of a roll.
Yeah, we do. So here we go, getting set, green flag racing here. I tell you, you put an exciting move on it there, but it almost did not pay off as you got to the back end. Woo.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Something happened to Donovan, I think, that broke his momentum. And as I come out of there, all of a sudden, I went from a few car lengths back thinking I was just going to get around more, and all of a sudden I had Donovan in my lap. I didn't hit him. Boy, I tell you, it was close. I came out of the throttle and was fortunate. That was good fun racing, and the Moores and those guys are always fun to go. But I will say this, watch this for these guys. That middle of the bottom started coming in the last couple laps here. So I look for this track to really change a lot in this heat. So the top may not be necessarily be the place you want to be here.
And I tell you, with that said, we've always seen that trend kind of play off. Everybody heads to the top, but by the time we get towards the consolation of feature, that middle to low comes in. But right now, what a start. 3 wide up front. Landis takes off. It's in the back. The Goods hanging on to second. Flero's there with him. Connor Ross going to see what he can do right now, trying to figure out what those guys are doing.
Yeah, they're too wide there and doesn't really leave him much of an option. So he's going to have to be patient here and pick his battles. But somebody blinked out. And
yep, DeGood's out. That was Bob DeGood. He's out right now. Unfortunately, like you said, blinked out, and he decided he's going to the pits. Good job. Like you said, a lot of times when you have issues, we say it's kind of chalk it up some mechanical side. But Roger right now, look at Roger Craig up in the 4th place, but he's got Aldridge tearing down his back tail tank. We'll see what happens here. Oh, Aldridge gets up into the wall, tears up the momentum he's got so far. But we'll see if Roger Craig can hang on in that 4th place spot.
That's the magic spot. That punches your ticket for the big show, and you don't have to worry about the B.
Yeah, right now you can see Roger fighting back on the top side. Slide job move by Aldridge on the inside. They are still going neck and neck with each other. Roger's high, down low. Roger's down low, Aldridge up high. He's got the advantage for the moment in the 4th place spot. Roger loses a little bit of ground. You got Jeff Flero up here. In the meantime, you got Ross and Landis. Them two are going to battle it out for the lead.
Yeah, they are. Ross is still looking for a way. He's using that line I was telling you that was coming in there at the bottom. He's dead even, drag racing down the back stretch going into 3.
White flag, 3-4 coming out. Ross takes a little contact, but he was able to get it here done in our heat race number 3, coast-to-coast sim race. Landis in second, Flero in third. Aldridge hangs on to the 4th place spot. And the only reason we never would have a consolation is because we have exactly 24 cars here. I've always learned that in iRacing. I did not know that. If there is no consolation and it goes straight to warm up,
well, that means you do have it though.
Yeah, well, you can. but I don't think that they would set it that way.
Nope, I don't think you did. So,
but I think the only reason that ever would happen is you have exactly 24 cars, and if I'm counting out here right, we have right on 23, 24 cars. You have the exact amount. Somehow I found that out, John. I did not know that. So I didn't know that because I had it happen to me in one race, and I went, well, where'd the Constellation go? And it switched right onto a warm up, and the guy said, in iRacing, they either set it up that way, like you said, the league can, or if it's exactly 24, 23 cars that make the exact field, exactly that many cars, then it automatically won't do a Constellation. And I'm like, really? Oh, I didn't know that. So I learn something all the time. As we're in a warm up here, Icon Sim Sports Intermission, folks. Hey, if you're looking for a rig, and right now they got 10% off, so go check out iconsimsports.com. They'll build one for one of a kind to you, your liking, your style, your experience. Check them out at iconsimsports.com. We're live tonight here with the GForce Racing League. All the information you need to know is on GForceRL.com. A multitude of information out there will tell you about what's happening next week, this week with the charity events, and what's coming up in the following weeks after that. Check them out at GForceRL.com. Justy Sick iRacing Photos, driver of the week here tonight. Appreciate Justy Sick coming out here and one of the sponsors for the Hometown Heroes. And we got GForce Esports live tonight on YouTube. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights, folks. As always, hit the likes and shares out there. I tell you what, John, it has been a tremendous night tonight. Now, I know this is kind of unique here, but and I see you out there right now tearing up the track, and bumping into them. But yeah, but give us a little bit of insight, technical insight on what these guys might be looking at going into the feature. Maybe take us. Let me get on you right now. Take us around this track and what these guys are going to see here tonight. Maybe high lane, low lane, and so forth, so on.
Yeah, well, I can tell you right now, the lane I'm in is going to be the preferred lane here on. There's a lot of tack up here, kind of almost, mid to almost full throttle. Same thing down here. And then when you come down here, but the one thing about the track right now, what it's doing, there's still a lot down here too. And you can come down here and get a good run off the bottom and get back to full throttle. Get back in here and just really hook this bottom really well right now. But here's going to be the thing to watch for in the feature. Since we didn't run a B, there's a lot of room to do a lot of things out here. And this track's going to change a lot. So this is going to be an entertaining race. And it's going to be a lot of fun to drive in too, because we're going to be searching constantly where the line is going to move.
Well, I'll tell you what, there you go, folks. Kind of give you an insight of what to look for and what these guys are going to be, in for as the night goes on. Maybe some of the tracks or some of the lanes up and down and so forth and so on. Kind of like that, kind of something Ms. John was talking about there to kind of give y'all a heads up on what these drivers see and what they view, a little different perspective of what we can see when the race actually takes off here in just a few.
Gonna be a fun one.
I know, and right now I know John is actually up in the talking with the drivers meeting. They're probably telling them, all right guys, be careful, don't kill each other on the track, the usual, and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what they're running through, and just going through all that. And so it's they're letting the guys know who's the funny thing is they're also letting guys know in the points, hey, who's up in the points. We're getting down to it. So if you're around those guys, race them with respect, that kind of thing, if you're in that position. So that's a nice thing about this league. Sportsmanship is a big part of this league, and it's kind of one of those things that's kind of expected when you come in here. So anybody thinking about joining the league, that's the biggest reason I can say. It doesn't really matter your skill level. We got something for everybody, but sportsmanship is a must to be here and to stay here for any period of time. So that's something I'm very proud of this league.
And we're watching Nicholas Vickery do donuts in the pits.
Last week, Steven Spees and I were down there, and we were dragging. So I don't have Steven here this week. He's took the night off. So next week, if we do the 410s and Steven's here, watch for us to drag race in the pits.
Oh, okay. That'll be well. There we go, folks. Something to check out with there. I like it. Just have to see Nicholas Vickery. Well, folks, here we go. We're gonna let John get suited up in the cruise shop FW.com speedboat out there and see what he can do here tonight, because feature time is upon us here. That's right, Icon Sim Sports feature tonight. Check out iconsimsports.com. Vickery out front. Preston Cranmer's going to start in second. Ross in third. Garrett Pepiot up in fourth. Donovan Ross going to start in fifth. Terry Landis sixth. Kyle Parker seventh. John Hine in fourth. Jeff Flero in ninth. We got Blake Chapman around the 10th there. Brian Moore Sr. starting 11th. Nathan Aldridge is going to be up at 12th. Tom Taylor 13th. Jeffrey Barker 14th. Roger Craig 15th. Mike Cranmer 16th. Jay Wardell 17th. Chase Wire, up there in 18th. And Benjamin Kels there in 19th. And Bob DeGood in 20th. And Steve Bixler did not grid up. So we've got 20 machines here about to do battle. 410 wing sprints here tonight. Going to be a good one. Who's your favorite drivers out there, folks? Let's go get dirty on the dirt track of Cedar Lake here. All right. Always give my shout out to a sweet tea, folks. If you're in the South, you gotta love some sweet tea, and I always have sweet tea beside me during the broadcast. So keeps me refreshed.
Now I'm thirsty.
There you go. Oh, I gotta have something. If not, I'll start talking like I'll get chapped up real quick. Green flag, we're racing, and boy, I tell you what, Nicholas Vickery says, you know what, I had a good car, but he ran that thing clear up into the wall, and now he's way back in 10th place spot. That puts Connor Ross out front. He bangs the wall just a little bit. Garrett Pepiot, those all over his back tail tank. Cranmer's there in thirds. This is a huge battle up front. But you've got a slew of cars. Kyle Parker sitting in sixth. Terry Landis, Donovan Ross right there. Well, it is a traffic jam of a hornet's nest back here. Battle up front. Pepiot takes it, though. Slide job inside. He made it complete. Never mind. Here we go with the merry-go-round. Pepiot there. Oh, contact. Pepiot's in the wall. Yellow flag is out. Back on a Malcolm Mills replay. See what happened exactly as contact between him and Connor Ross. Those two was up there just beating and banging on each other. You see Pepiot right there, and Ross just kind of pushed up the track and then nowhere to go. They made contact, and unfortunately Pepiot paid the price. I'm not sure who came in late right there, and they kind of fell over and died. So caution, first time tonight. But John, how's that car doing so far?
Whew, I tell you, that accident there that Garrett just had, you'd be calling a code brown in this car. The track's coming around. It's already changing. The groove up in the corners, if you look, has already gone up. We're almost up on the wall now, so it's going to become, throttle control is going to become real important here now. You've seen Connor already bounce off the wall. I've seen a couple other guys in front of me bounce off the wall. I may migrate. I'm going to be forced to migrate here. I think if we do double file. Nope, we're going to do single file here. So we're going to do a double file. I'm going to be on the outside. But I am going to try to migrate low here before too long.
Oh, I'll tell you what, right there we go. John looks like he's going to start around about the 5th place spot here. 5th or 6th place spots. We're getting set to go back green. Pepiot out front. Remember, he won the 305s tonight here, folks. He's got Cranmer right there. Pace truck runs off the track. Here we go. Green flags back in the air. Icon Sim Sports heat race here tonight. Feature here tonight. Pepiot gets another good run. You see Donovan Ross there closes in the back of Terry Landis. They're already 3 wide. John takes the high side. Parker's there with him. Chapman's there. It is a 2x2x2 affair all the way from about 3rd place on back. Landis has got 3rd. Ross wants it for the meantime. Well, right now, though, Connor Ross takes that out front. Preston Cranmer, though, trying everything he can to get there up on him, but man, Ross is just long gone here so far. Landis, though, down low. Remember, we said that inside lane might come in as the night goes on, we're going to have to see. In the meantime, though, here comes John Hine to the high side. He's got the cushion working for his advantage right now. I've always said, does he got the tugboat or has he got the speedboat? He's got the speedboat out there right now. Somebody's not going to punch a hole in it. He is definitely looking good. He's pulling up on the back end there of tail tank of Cranmer. Looking good. We got Chapman hanging on back here in the 5th place spot. He's trying to close in on victory. Top 5, 6, all single file for the moment. Terry Landis, though, goes down low on Donovan Ross. Landis, the only one trying to mess with the bottom lane right there. Everyone else up top, so that's where the groove is. Pepiot is back at it again. He's back up to 9th place for right now, trying to see if he can't climb back through the field as he's working over. That would be, looks like Terry Landis for that 8th place spot. Brian Moore Sr. back in 10th. Go a little bit further back, you get some 2x2 racing. That will be Jeffrey Barker, but never mind up front. Preston Cranmer, he's got company. Hines going to take the high side. Cranmer down low. John Hines going to pull it up to 2nd. He's going to set his sights on Connor Ross, see if he can't reel him in. Right now, we look at the lap times, though. Last time, Connor Ross was just a rocket ship. He ran a 1284. Good night. I don't know what he's put in the fuel tank of that thing virtually, but it is long gone out front. So Hines sitting in 2nd, Cranmer in 3rd. Car up into the wall. I think that was Chapman for the moment because he's got Vickery down low. Actually, Vickery up high. Chapman's there with him. They're battling it out. That's a good 3 or 4 wide. Oh, contact. Are they going to be able to hang on to it? Coach actually gets knocked into the pit wall as the yellow flag is out. Nicholas Vickery around. Oh, man. Let's go back and watch what happened to him. Malcolm Mills replay. Looked like a little checkup from a lap machine back there, and Vickery almost paid the price. He got shoved in the back. And then that car just took off, and the next thing you know, he got sent to the moon. End over end barrel roll on the back stretch right there. Wow. Well, it's all Connor Ross out front right now. He had a huge lead. I know he didn't want to see that caution because he had a big one. He'll have to do it again. John Hines been the biggest mover there, but John, I tell you, you're using that high lane. Is it better than the low line? I mean, or do you think you might try that low end?
I tried the low end, and I didn't get a whole lot of ground there. Preston was able to gap me. I went back up top, and he went down there to try it right after I did, and I got around. So I'm kind of watching what Connor's doing, and Connor's staying mid to high, so he's getting that mid, and I know Connor likes that mid here. So this is going to be a barn burner. Hopefully we can put on a good show for everybody.
Definitely a good one. He was fast up front. Not sure what virtual fuel he put in that thing, but he was out there. So we'll have to see what you got underneath the hood there. That Cruise Shop FW machine as you're up in the 2nd right now. Good move. Chapman's hanging on the 3rd. We'll see what he can do. Along with Cranmer. Pepiot's moved up to 5th. Don't count him out yet. He's right there along with it. As you see, these guys, Pepiot already down low in the middle, splits it. Takes it there. Here comes out of nowhere Donovan Ross. Where in the world is he shotgun from? The problem is that low line bogged him down just a little bit, but he was able to jump up to 2nd place. He's got Chapman there, so Ross is going to see if he can't battle as Chapman moves up on the back end. In the meantime, Connor Ross, though, just takes off. Donovan Ross is the one down on the bottom in 5th. Garrett Pepiot is right here also. Not sure. You've got a slew of machines up high. You've got a ton of them down low. They are trying to get that low line, so I think they are kind of hoping that as the run goes on, the low line comes in. But now you see Pepiot, he gives up on it, goes back up high, see if he can't make up some ground on Chapman as he climbs up into the 4th place. In the meantime, though, Mike Cranmer around in the back. Let's go back here in the Malcolm Mills replay, see what happened to Mike Cranmer. He's right there in that brown and white machine. A little slow, and then him and another machine just made a few little contact there, and he paid the price into the wall. Upside down. Let's see if he nails the throttle. Nope, he's just going to take it back to into the shop. So, is there anything you can do to catch Ross up there? That guy's got a rocket.
I don't know. I'm kind of wishing I was out of the car listening to what's going on behind me here. It sounds like the Hornet's nest is right behind me.
Oh, it is. It definitely. You've got Pepiot, and You've got Pepiot, Chapman, Donovan Ross, get them confused. Connor Ross, man, out front. Kyle Parker, those guys were just duking it out back there, tooth and nail. And Pepiot was actually trying to utilize that low line for the longest time. You had about 4 or 5 cars down there in the freight train on the low end, but they were just not making up the ground. So I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to get the low end to come in. The problem is they might just run out of time, especially with the cautions the way they're flying right now, that it's going to force them back up the track to have to run the high end. The only bad thing to that, and you know this, John, is if you have to stay up high, it's when you do close in on somebody. In order to pass them, you're going to have to get that middle to low line and hopefully get that run and make the pass. As the green flag's back at it again, well, Connor Ross, he just gets that shot off. And right behind old Hine is Chapman tearing up the back end of the tail tank. Here comes Pepiot down low. I said he was going to have to drive it in hard. He did, and he was able to make up one spot on that slide job. Problem is now he's going to give it right back up as he drops right back down on the low end. Not sure why, but he is giving John Hine everything he can. Slide job city right there in front of him. He takes it. John's going to see what he's going to have to do, but Garrett Pepiot made that inside lane work and was able to fly by. Let's see if he's able to run down Connor Ross. Here goes Chapman on the inside. Boom! Oh, Hine's around. It looked like Chapman got the slide job on him. We watched it live. Caution's out. Chapman looks like he got the slide job. Hine had to check up just a little bit as the momentum of Chapman just kind of stalled after that slide job. We see that a lot. And then, unfortunately, Hine just got in the back end, and from there it's Chaos City. So, wow, what a turn this has been up front. How'd that look on VR there, Hine?
Yeah, unfortunate. I think that might be a little bit more on me than Chapman there. He came up, and it looked like he wasn't going to come all the way to the top, and I tried to fill that hole before it was closed. And
it's one of them slide jobs, and I've said many times with slide jobs, when they go up in a slide job, you can lose momentum, and it's just one of them racing things. It just never happened. But I always got to say is now folks, John's in VR, so if he goes end over end, somebody call his house, make sure he's all right.
Yeah, close your eyes.
Yeah, there you go. Well, unfortunately, back at 13th, like you said, it never a good thing. It was sad to see. I know you got a fast machine to get back through. Garrett Pepiot's got to be the one I'm very impressed with. He was able to make those sliders work on the inside and come to the front, but does he have enough to contest with Connor Ross? That guy's on another level here so far with the 410. Not sure what kind of starts he's getting. Got a heck of a gearing in that thing to be able to get those starts. And he is long gone again, but this time Pepiot's able to stay with him. And Garrett Pepiot looks to the inside as the green flag flies. Well, right now, nobody all night long is able to take anything. Are you kidding me? Here comes Garrett Pepiot, slide job, crisscross back over. Not going to be able to get it completed right now, but here goes Connor Ross with his own slide job. And again, right there, Ross slid up in front of Pepiot, knocked the momentum right out of him. The good thing is, not like last time, where they all got checked up a little bit. Pepiot was able to keep going and keep the momentum flying. He'll remember that on that next slide job and see what happened. Ross right now leading it out front, but here comes Pepiot back down on the low line. He's got Chapman's going to battle him. This is helping out Connor Ross up front. The problem is Chapman's down low. Pepiot grabs the wall up top. Now he slings it back down to the middle. Chapman is in the meantime white flag. I think it's all Ross out front. He's got a good one. Battles on for second. Chapman's got it. Pepiot's there in third. But is Kyle Parker going to sneak up here and take this third place spot away out of 4? He tried it. Not going to be able to get it in time. Connor Ross is going to hang on for the win in this one. What a run. What a race it was here tonight for that one. What a finish. Woo.
I'm out of breath.
Good run. Good run. Well, let's see if we can't bring up a couple of these guys here. Get a word with them right now. That was some good racing.
Yeah, I didn't even realize the race was over when it was as I was still full throttle.
There you go.
I didn't run over anybody.
Well, try and look for Connor Ross in them. I don't see him.
He should be in the gambler chat, I would thought.
Oh, he's right here in the waiting. Okay. So Garrett Pepiot. Oh, Pepiot earlier. There he is. And looking for Blake Chapman. Zach Chapman.
Nope, it's the other Chapman.
Yeah. I don't see Blake in here. Oh, there he is. All right. And okay, guys, quit jumping in and out of the channels. Where's Garrett going? Okay. All right. Well, here's the thing. Garrett has jumped out of the waiting room twice now, so I'm going to go and talk with the winner because I can't get Blake Chapman and him up here. So guess what? They get no interview, and I don't have all night. So we're bringing Connor Ross up here and get a word with him. Connor, Joey in the booth, got a copy?
I do.
Well, Connor, I tell you what, man, good run. You had a rocket ship out there. What kind of virtual fuel you have in that thing to get those jumps?
Where John Hine put it in. No, but I don't know. I don't know how I did it.
I tell you, you got restarts there, and every time the restart started, you just was able to jump out. Was the grip there to allow you to do that? I mean, how was the track to be able to get those starts like that?
Just with how slick it is and as much horsepower as we have, it just helps you when you get to fire first. And you're the first one in that attack on the inside, so it definitely helps a lot. But I didn't want to slow or play any mind games. I wanted to keep it as fair as I could.
Well, I tell you what, you look good out there all night long. Got the great starts, great jumps on the restarts here. Had a bad fast machine, pulled it off here for the Icon Sim Sports Hometown Heroes. You got anybody you want to thank for the win here tonight, Connor?
Yeah, I got to thank John Hine from Gambler Motorsports for all he's done for me throughout the seasons I've ran with him, and he's helped me a lot. I got to thank Burger Barn, Retail Design Group, Epsilon Sprint Wraps, A&J Custom Creations, and Schultz Heating and Cooling, and you guys for putting the show on.
Well, I tell you what, there you go. Connor Ross with a rocket ship here tonight. Put it in victory lane. Again, congratulations there, Connor. There we go, Connor Ross. Well, we did get Blake Chapman up here, so why don't we get a word with him? And second place man here, Blake, Joey in the booth, got a copy?
Yeah.
Well, Blake, I tell you what, you pulled it off up in the second, a couple times up our little hairy, but how was that car and how was the track? Looked like the high lane was a place to be.
Yeah, I think it was. Got really slick out there, and yeah, it got really rough some points in that race. And I got to apologize to John. I think that was my fault on that slider there. But
I'll jump in here on that. No, it wasn't. You were coming up, and I misread the situation. It's all good, buddy. I thought you were gonna bail on it, so I went ahead and kept my momentum up, and it closed there, and I got in the back of you. So as a racing deal, so no need to apologize, my friend.
oh yeah, I thought that was my bad there. But you know, it was tight racing all night long, really. And the guys get a lot of incident points because it's just so slick and it's hard to keep the car under control.
I tell you what, like I say, I mean, you gotta love the watching, the racing out there, man. Just hard racing between all the competitors, and no doubt coming home here second. I mean, how did you feel? Now, are you going to be in the Rebels race?
No, I don't plan on it. But,
okay, all right. Well, how do you like the 410s as opposed to the 305s?
I actually kind of prefer the 410s. I like a little bit more speed. The 305s are a little bit too slow for me.
I got you. Well, you're able to throw them sliders in there, and you definitely was doing it all night long. Brought you home in second place. You got anybody you want to thank for an awesome run?
Oh, yeah, everybody down at Wide Open Motorsports for letting me in. I really appreciate those guys down there. BB7 Setups. The guy who did the team Pat wraps for us got the new paint on tonight. My parents, grandparents, anybody that watches the broadcast and supports, and you do great job with this every week, Joe. Really appreciate it over here.
Well, I tell you what, man, it's always good to see you guys tearing up the dirt, and it was an awesome show you put on out there. And again, congratulations on that second place here tonight.
Thank you.
There we go, Blake Chapman here tonight. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, don't go anywhere because we still got the debut of the Rebels here, and those guys are definitely going to put on a show for you as they're going to pull out their 410 bad boy machines here at Cedar Lake. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It all starts with the right house. That's where we come in. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today, we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool-Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
From finding the perfect house to making it your home, we'll be with you every step of the way. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Introducing GForce TV. GForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GForce TV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from rivals and GForce TV racing leagues. GForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GForce TV.
All right, welcome back, folks. Here, well, I'll tell you what, debut of the Rebels here tonight. We normally don't get to see these guys on the hometown, but this is their debut here. I'm going to make their presence known, so to speak, here tonight. So these are the Rebel guys. Well, it was a little bit of mix-up last time in the order there, and it's kind of an iRacing type. I won't get too much into it, but it's kind of an iRacing style of a timing style, weird happening. But nonetheless, it said Garrett Pepiot finished third, and I was wondering why he kept going in and out of the waiting room every time I pulled him, and I was like, well, fine, I ain't gonna interview him. Actually, Kyle Parker was the man who finished third, and we did not know until after we went off the air to come on here for our final race tonight. So, with that said, myself and John, we're going to bring up Kyle Parker here real quick for the Gambling Motorsports pre-race show and get a word with him, third place man of the last race of the 410s.
Kyle, this is John. You got your ears on?
I don't see him. He ain't in here.
Go all the way down to Spartan's pit area.
There he is. All right.
Sorry, he was already up here.
All right, here we go. We're going here. We got him in the waiting room here. All right, let's bring him up here and get to word with him.
Hey, Kyle, this is John Hine up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
But I know you got to get out and qualify here real quick. Just apologies we didn't pull you up here. You had a real nice third place run. What did it take to get there from where you started?
Just consistency. That was my first time running the 410s in a couple weeks, and actually my first time back on the rig, trying to learn the new wheel, and since a few days here, and it was just trying to keep it out of the wall, and keep it straight in all four tires, and avoiding some wrecks and stuff that happens. 410s are wild.
Yep, we were around each other. I know you're dodging a lot of the same stuff I was.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, hey, that's a great run tonight. So we wanted to pull you up here, congratulate you. We know you.
I appreciate it.
Real quick, any shout-outs you want to give here real fast?
Just Spartan Racing, man. Those guys are the best. That's all we got so far.
All right, man. Hey, good luck,
boys.
here.
Thank you.
And have fun.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
Kyle Parker, man, definitely doing what he needs to do. Coming home in third during that last race. Again, apologize on his end. If we can't get him back down to a Spartan Racing team right fast. Boom, there we go.
He's not actually registered now that I look at it. I saw him come into the room. No, here he is.
There he is. He's in there. I see him. So, all right, now, folks, here, let me throw a scenario out here to you as we're in the VMR Wraps. A qualifying session, folks. You're going to look good. Check out VMR Wraps on Facebook. We just got out of the Gambling Motorsports pre-race show. Check them out on Facebook. Awesome racing team there. Does a lot of racing throughout the iRacing platform. So, yes, little shorter field. The reason being is because these are the Rebels. And the reason we say Rebels, we had the Renegades a couple weeks. This is more along the lines of the series like the Rebels and the Renegades, where you have to qualify to get into these. And John can maybe explain a little bit more of why, because I know people are like, well, there's only like 13, 14 cars out there. Well, there's a reasoning behind that.
Yeah, here's what we do. We talked about earlier that to join this doesn't really matter your skill level. We've got something for everybody, and we do kind of think of NASCAR and think of you've got the Truck Series and the Nationwide Series and then the Cup Series. Well, Monday night we have the same thing, except for we even have a Thursday night where we have a D Series, and if you finish in the top 10 of any one of those series, you get to go up a series. So if you're in the C and you get in the top 10, you get to go run the B. Well, this is our B series, which is basically our nationwide series. These are still really good drivers. You'll see Garrett Pepiot and a lot of the guys you've seen tonight. And they're, for various reasons, and some of it may not because they're not, it isn't that maybe they didn't perform, but some of them maybe took a season off or other things. So these guys every Monday night will show up right before the Renegades, and they will try to vie for that top 10 so they can go run the premier race. And then the Renegades is our premier division for our league. That's, we like to think of that as our best of the best. And these guys, every week come up there and race with us, a lot of these guys. So you're going to see some good racing here. It's a little smaller field, but I'm going to tell you, Joe, you don't need a huge field to have good racing. You're going to have good racing.
No.
With the field we have here, and I fully expect it. So As we get ready to go for the heat races and whatnot. Looking here, just to kind of fill guys in a little bit further here, there is a very tight battle going on here for the points. And you remember earlier in the 305s, Nick Vickery is involved, Garrett Pepiot's involved. So, those are going to be two guys to watch tonight, because I think I've seen both of those guys here tonight going to run and vie for this win here tonight.
Absolutely. And like what you said, no matter the field out here, definitely some good racing. I know a lot of people would be like, well, it just seems like a lot shorter than the other ones. And there's a reasoning behind it, and I appreciate that explanation to everybody. As we're getting set here, heat race number 1, A&J Custom Creations. Andy Patton and company out there does outstanding CNC machinery and work on the plaques, the trophies, and all his other products that he does. Check him out on Facebook and at GForceRL.com. Let me get it out again. GForceRL.com for all the information there on A&J Custom Creations. We got Zach Chapman out front, Tom Taylor there in second, Kyle Parker third, Garrett Pepe starting fourth, Jeff Flero fifth, Roger Craig sixth, and Barry Goldner starting seventh. Looks like we're waiting for Chapman to grid.
Real quick, one other difference too from what you've seen here tonight. Everything we've had was fixed setups, which means everybody loads in here. iRacing gives the setups, so everybody's got the same set. These guys are a 360, which is a little bit less power, but they are going to have open sets. So these guys will actually be going about every bit as fast as what the 410s, just because they're able to massage the setups, work the gears, work the bars in the car. So what you see here, these guys have turned the wrenches on these cars to get them fast.
That's going to be a good one here. So nice setup here for the Rebels making their debut here. The hometown heroes, Zach Chapman and company out front. Tom Taylor, Kyle Parker right there as we are getting set for the A&J Custom Creations heat race number 1. Here we go, 360 wing sprint. So we've had them all here tonight, 305, 410. Now we got the 360. Every one of them across the board. That's about all you can get when it comes to the wing sprints. You do have the unwinged sprints, and then you got the big blocks and so forth and so on. But pace trucks around. About to duck off on pit road. Let these guys of the Rebel Division get going here tonight. Zach Chapman right there in company with Tom Taylor. Pace trucks in, green flags flying. We're racing here tonight.
Yeah, they're 3 wide. 2 wide now, coming out of turn 2 for second, third, and fourth. Look like they're not going to be patient. They're going to go for it here.
We're out to C2. Remember, all night long, the high lane's been where it's at. We'll see what happens with these guys, because they'll probably be able to utilize the middle and the high lane. Right now, Parker's right there in that middle side throwing some good sliders. Tom Taylor's hanging on strong with Pepe there behind him. Jeff Falero's hanging on to the 4th place.
Pepiot needs to kind of move up. He's, like I said, in that tight point battle, so he's going to want the best possible position he can start in for that A. And you got some contact there with Tom Taylor for third.
Yeah, Tom Taylor, Garrett Pepe right there along in 4th place spot there. He's moving up. Pepe throws a slide job on the inside of Tom as Roger Craig moves it up here now into the 5th place spot. He's going to work over with Jeff Flero. Flero falls off the pace just ever so slightly. Boom, contact right there between him and Goldner. Just touched a few wheels. Unfortunate for Flero, he got into the wall. Hate to see that. In the meantime, Chapman is checked out.
Like much wheel-to-wheel contact, usually somebody gets bad results out of that, and it's unfortunate for Flero. But everybody's gonna make it here tonight, so he's not out of the night by any means. But I tell you, Zach is checked out. He's looking a lot better in this than what he did in the 305 and then the 410. So good for him. Kyle Parker's moved into second here, so Garrett's trying to fight. Still, that battle for third is still on, coming here for the checkered flag.
He saved his 3rd place. Tom Taylor right there was able to take it away from him for a split second, but then Pepe just slipped right by him with a slide job and just took it right back. But Garrett Pepe got up into the wall there and almost gave it away, but like you said, Chapman wins it. Puts us in our heat race number 2. Excuse me there, folks. Howard Hanna Real Estate here tonight, heat race number 2, number 1 family-owned and operated independent broker here. If you got anything you need done real estate-wise, buy, sells, rent, commercial or residential, they will definitely get it done here for you. Benjamin Kelsch out front, Patrick Spangler there in second, Nicholas Vickery starting third, Brian Moore Sr. in fourth, Mike Cranmer up in the 5th, John Rayner there in 6th, and wait for Connor Ross to gridded on up here in the 7. It looks like Connor Ross did not grid.
Connor will not be running tonight. He is actually adminning it, so he's in here at race control, and he's the sheriff.
Okay, well, there we go. Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. I don't want to talk to you no more, John.
Hey, story of my life.
Jumped out of the wrong room.
I get that once a day from my wife, my kids. Heck, I even think the cat has had that attitude with me from time to time. So,
that's bad. That's bad. That's that's bad what the cat says. Look, I ain't got no time. Oh man. Well, let's see what these guys can do in heat race number 2 here tonight for these Rebels out here. Yeah, well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Rebels run on Thursday night. No, they run on Monday night. They run right before the Renegade series. So they normally don't get broadcasted. So kind of a showpiece for these guys here tonight.
Yeah, the top 10 every night. They do get broadcast moving up to the Renegades, but some of these guys, no, this will be outside hometown heroes, running the 305 or whatever. This is a chance for them to get some airtime, get their families to see them, and put on a good show for them.
Yeah, rise and shine here. So Kelch out front. We got Spangler there along with him. Here we go. Green flag. Back at it. Pace trucks out. Green flag. We're racing here for heat race number 2, Howard Hanna Real Estate. And in the meantime, Spangler's going to take it up high and try to take that lead from Kelch. Kelch's going to go low. Victory's going to hang on the 3rd, but he's got more senior down low on him.
Yeah, they're vying there. And Vickery, like I said, he's vying for these points. And right now in that 3rd place, that's actually going to put our 2-point leaders side by side in the feature. So that'll be good for us, probably a little nerve-wracking for them. But Nick is looking to the outside of Kelch. And it gets a little too high, and it looks like that's going to,
contact and wiped them both out. More senior and Victory. Doesn't take much, like we said earlier, just to get a little contact wheel to wheel in these open wheel style machines. Out front, still Spangler, Kelch right there with him, but it does put John Rayner up in the 3rd. Mike Cranmore. Well, Rayner, what happened to Rayner?
I'm going to wonder if I did this a couple weeks ago.
No fuel.
Low fuel. You nailed it right on the head, and he needs to get off the track. He does so good for him.
Wow.
So now we're down. But here's the thing: by taking the start-finish line, he's gonna still finish 4th, even though he ran out of fuel.
What? I'm gonna tell you what that is. That's a good one. That's
living. That's living right. Now, if I'm him, what is that lottery up to? 500 million? Man, go buy a ticket.
No doubt about it, I tell you. But like I said, forgot to put fuel in there. He's going to yell at the crewman after. Nonetheless, Spangler's going to take the win. Here's a white flag, unless he just blows it on the last lap here, coming out of the final turns. 2 more times around, he's got a huge lead. Patrick Spangler will put it in victory lane here for the heat race number 2 here tonight.
Yeah, if you guys only knew how many crew chiefs I've had to fire for not fueling the car. And long story short, we're the crew chief, so it's an interesting position. You want to be mad at somebody, and you have to look in the mirror, and you're both mad and feel stupid at the same time. So God knows, like I said, I've been there on more than one occasion.
Embarrassing feeling too. Like you said, but hey, nonetheless, he's going to get another shot at it. We're at consolation here. Main.
And the thing is, too, and it's a sinking feeling for those that don't race, is if he's got his spotter on, he'll be a lap or 2 in, and all of a sudden your crew chief's going to come across. You're going to be not making on fuel, pit next lap, when you got 6 laps to go.
That's crazy.
You've got to think about it before it happens, before you run out, so you know it for a good lap or so. So that's like salt in the wound.
Oh, hate to see it. SBGC3D.com here tonight. It's going to be the B main here. As we're getting set, Tom Taylor and company. Looks like Roger Craig's going to be out in this one. Brian Moore Sr., Barry Goldner. Like Connor Ross, he's admin, folks, so he's going to be out there, but he's not going to do it. And Jeff Flero, waiting to see if he grids up. Does not grid up.
No, he took a big shot in the heat race, and I hope he's okay.
Yeah. But we're going to have 3 of them out here. We'll see if they can better their starting position, so to speak. Roger right there is going to start on the outside with Moore Sr., Barry Goldner.
Yeah, this will be a great opportunity for them to kind of move around, check things out, and kind of get their dials in. Because, like I said, they work on their cars, so they can make adjustments here. So they're going to know what adjust when they come in. Now, guys are going to get to practice, but they're going to get a little more track time, and it's going to allow them to dial their car in a little better. So it might be a little bit of an advantage here getting these extra laps in.
Always, a lot of people out there are probably always curious, and I asked you, John, because you race a lot. Which do you prefer? Do you like the open set or the fixed set style racing better?
Depends on where I finish that night.
Okay, all right, well, there you go.
If I'm an open set and I win, or up in the podiums, I like the open set. If I'm in the fixed and the podium, I like them.
Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah, but, to answer it seriously though, as these guys circle around, Roger's getting a little pressure from Brian. But the thing is when you build the open set, you put time into it, so it's kind of like your baby. If you do well with it, you've got that sense of pride of accomplishment. But you're also, a lot of people have lives and families and whatnot. You don't have a chance to work on it. Be able to come in and be in the same equipment as everybody else. I think that actually puts on a little bit of racing, because I think everybody's in the same thing. So, it's the drivers then, that matter. Setups are only good for so much. A driver still, you could put a bad driver in a good set and they're still not going to win races. But when everybody's on an even keel, it brings the field tighter. And I think the racing gets a little better, in my opinion.
I'm with you on there. I've always said I like to fix setups, but nonetheless, we got a battle up front. Roger Craig's going to get into the side up front. Well, I'll tell you what, there's going to be no birthday presents exchanged between them on that one, because those two just got together right there. Moore Sr. took the hard end of the lick on that one, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was looking right at that. And that is a classic case, which is easy to do. That's two guys going for the same spot on the track. And 2 into 1 don't mix well, especially when you're dealing with cars.
No, it does not. And we see it time and time with racing. Two guys, like you said, just trying to occupy that same space, and that's physics, folks. So there you go. But nonetheless, Roger Craig out front. Barry Goldner's going to hang on to second. Jeff Flaro's still up there in the third place spot. So a little strung out here. Just the three machines so far.
But
looking good as white flag.
Out front, just cruising, minding his own business. It's kind of what Roger's got going on here.
Yeah, pretty much. Just out front, cruising, going to see what he's got, see what kind of set, as Roger's going to bring it home here for the SBGC3D.com. B-Main here is going to conclude us out, and just what we was talking about as far as the fixed versus open setups. I'm with you on that. I really enjoy the fixed. I would love for them to make a pro series with the fixed. That's been an ongoing topic for a very long time, but something definitely that'll keep going on from time to time. As we're in our Icon Sim Sports intermission here, folks, and if you're looking for a rig that's a one-of-a-kind rig built for you, check out iconsimsports.com, and they are a proud sponsor of the Hometown Heroes, and here tonight they've done an outstanding job, so check out the iconsimsports.com. As always, GForce Racing League's where we're at racing. You can check out all the information you need to know from what's going on this week, to next week's charity event, to the championship week coming up after that, to maybe what's going on into the future at GForceRL.com. Justy Sick, iRacing Photo Driver of the Week. Justy Sick there. Appreciate him coming on board here. And as always, we're live tonight here on the GForce Esports here on YouTube. Here is Monday night, Wednesday night, Thursday, and Fridays. You can catch all the action here on the GForce and also OSR Network on Facebook. As always, we're here tonight live with the Rebels division. These guys have put on a show for us so far that definitely is pretty good. But these are, we talked about the open sets. What would be, let's say, the one big adjustment that you would think that would help these guys on this track here tonight, if from what you're seeing?
On the fly right now, you've kind of pretty much got what you got, so you can't mess with torsion bars and things like that. So right now, their biggest adjustments are going to be probably stagger, which will adjust the size of the right rear. You add stagger, it's going to loosen the car. You take some out, it'll tighten it up. You can also move the right rear spacing, which will push the right rear out further, which will help the car corner more, or you can bring it in to tighten it. So those are two things you can do on the fly. And of course, you got that big wing on top. You've got a lever inside the car. You can move it forward, backwards. Moving it back, they'll bring the rear back, the wing to the back of the car, which puts more downforce across the rear axle, giving you more grip and tightening the car. You can move it forward, and it's going to make you go a little faster, but you're going to be a lot faster. So it's all a balance, and guys, it's a creature comfort on those. Every driver might have something a little bit different. And the last thing would be gearing. You can make some adjustments to gearing that it can make a difference here. So, but they're going to have their hands full. It's real important here the next couple minutes to see what they got and what they can make adjustments and come out and grab a win tonight.
Let me ask you some good insight on what they could do out here on the track. Now, from as a driver standpoint yourself, just by watching these guys and maybe getting out there virtually running around, what would you do in the car to maybe make it better?
Well, right now I wouldn't be that far off my qualifying set with the low car count here, and the track has got a lot of tack in it, so you can be real aggressive here on the setup. I would be aggressive. I'm probably going to pay for it a little later in the race, so while I want to be aggressive, I'm going to try not to be too aggressive and push it where all of a sudden in the last 5-10 laps of the race I'm just trying to do everything but wreck.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, there you go, folks. Kind of give you a little bit of insight of what these guys put into trying to make these things go round and round very fast. As we got a feature here tonight for the Rebels division out here, Icon Sim Sports, the Rebels feature as we're getting set. Zach Chapman out front, Patrick Spangler going to be in second there, Kyle Parker going to start third, Brandon Kels up in the fourth, Garrett Pepia there in fifth, Mike Cranmer sixth, Tom Taylor seventh, Nicholas Vickery up in the eighth, Roger Craig ninth, Barry Goldner in the 10th, Jeff Flero starting in 11th, Brian Moore Sr. there in 12th as we're getting set to let these guys go racing.
Yeah, and everybody, the two guys that we got to kind of keep an eye on here is the 47, Pepia, who's the point leader, and the 00. As we wind down here, those two guys have got, a lot riding here on this, so they're going to have to balance being aggressive and getting up through the field with making sure you don't give away points by putting it in the wall.
Well, Pepia has been fast all night long. He won the 305s earlier, and then just a little bit of an iRacing mistake. Just one of those things, folks, and it cost him third place, let's say it that way, in the second race. So initially had third, but then a little miscommunication between him and the crew chief on what to do, and then iRacing said, guess what, you don't get third. So he could have had another back-to-back great finish there, but he's all in all, his night has been pretty good, and we'll have to see if he can cap it off here with another good run.
Yeah, and he's been rolling. I mean, Monday, I don't know if he won or finished second in these, but he came on into the Renegades, that Premier Series, and he won the feature Monday night. So he's been rolling, and I'm sure that, his sets are always fast. He's a fast driver. But Nick is no slouch behind him. Nick will be right there. He's not a guy that makes a lot of mistakes, but here we go for the green as they come to it.
Green flag flies here tonight. Rebels here. These guys making their debut in the hometown heroes out front. Zach Chapman, he gets a good start on the pack as here we go with Spangler right there on the back end. Oh, Kels up into the wall a little bit. But, boy, you got Parker, Pepia, and you guys, Zach Chapman, all right there vying for that lead.
Yeah, and we got one on the wall there in 3 and 4, but they are pretty much 2x2 from about fourth on back. Oh, we got a big
Moore Senior, man, hard into the wall with Roger Craig. Let's go back here and see. Actually, I think Roger, well, it looked like Moore Senior was just out of shape. Roger was long there, and another car was up high, and they just, again, taking up the same real estate on the track. It just does not work out too well, but that's your Malcolm Mills replay right there. Two cars are just not going to make up that spot.
Oh, and that's precisely it. It's like you said earlier, physics. Two guys go for the same spot, same time. At that time, there was no winners out of that one.
Well, Matt, I tell you what, under caution here tonight, First time here for the Rebels division. Spangler out front, Chapman there with Parker, Pepiot and company. It was a good toss battle there between those guys. So unfortunately, it takes Roger Craig and Brian Moore Sr. probably are going to be out of it here. Looks like Tom Taylor's coming out of the pit, so he went and got him a new car. We'll try it again.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lineup here. It looks like Vickery and Pepiot are, pretty much right, one to the other as far as the standings. On the restart here, Pepiot's going to be the outside. Vickery will be on the inside as the pace car takes off.
Pace trucks in, like you said. Spangler drops the hammer, gets a good run out front. Chapman's there. Here comes Parker down low, putting a slider. But boy, I tell you what, Pepiot's up top there, trying to see what he can get. He's on the back tail tank of Zach Chapman, and he gets a little bit too close to that tail tank as Chapman's into the wall. The wall's always going to win, and unfortunately, Chapman's off the pace and falls all the way back to 8th spot. No caution. He was able to hang on to it, but here comes Pepiot down low to the inside of Parker.
Yeah, he's got his nose down there. He is there, so if he makes it work, he's going to go for the slide job coming out of 2. And Parker crosses him over. He's going to give it right back to him here in 3 and 4. He's going to slide right up. We'll see if Pepiot comes right back at him.
Love it, man. Call it a do-si-do roundabout there between the two. Good slide jobs happening up front. Pepiot takes it one time. Boom! Shot in the back. Here comes it. Vickery says, I almost got up there and got it done, but Parker was able to hang on to it right there. But that's just kind of I don't know the word I'm looking for, but dangers of what's happening with a slide job sometimes. You get up there and the guy just breaks his momentum and you get right in the back end of him.
Yeah, and that's kind of what happened earlier to me in the 410s. When you come up there, and sometimes it's hard to judge how much speed that guy in front of you is scrubbing. And so when he pulls up in front of you, especially coming out of the corner, if you're the trailing car, you've got a lot of momentum. And, sometimes you just whack the back of them.
Absolutely. It happens when those racing, but boy, Garrett Pepiot takes that high lane, runs right on by Spangler, who is hanging on down to the low line. Kind of unusual line running here. It's a slider line, so to speak, but he loses a little momentum. Parker's going to take up the second place spot from him. Here comes Nicholas Vickery, though, into the mix, but back on the inside, Spangler's going to try to slide a slider. Not going to work. Here comes Vickery up top to take that spot away.
Points, the leaders are first and third here. Kyle Parker's hanging in second right between them. He's kind of the meat in the middle right now. It looks like Vickery might be a little quicker than him, at least at the turns 1 and 2. Then it looks like Kyle's a little quicker than Nick on 3 and 4. So they're going to have this yo-yo effect here. We'll see as the track changes, if that changes here as they're working lap 9.
Yeah, they are. Laps winding down here. In the meantime, Pepe is just walking away. Parker's there hanging on to second place. Vickery up in the third. You got Spangler there in the 4th place spot. Looking good so far. Kelch back here in 5th. Flero hanging on to the 6th spot. He's got Mike Trimmer there in 7th trying to close up on him. Barry Goldner's dropping down to that low line in 8th. Zach Chapman, who was off the pace up front earlier, caught the wall way back in 9th right now. As everybody's kind of strung out for the moment, as Pepiot still is climbing away from the field and utilizing that top side cushion to do it.
Yeah, he is. He's running a nice little slider line over there in 3 and 4, and it's working for him because there's so much tack coming out of 4. It's catching the car and just letting him just really get a real good launch coming out of 4.
Absolutely. Got to go and modulate through a lot of this lap traffic. I always say when the leader gets into that, danger lurks around every corner. You just never know. Sometimes we've seen wild things happen, but luckily a lot of the lap cars staying low and a lot of the leaders are going up high. In the meantime, Pepe is still hanging on to it. Parker's there in second. Vickery is running a slide line up there on the top end of the cushion. And Spangler's hanging up on the top side. Nobody's traveling down low. I just don't think that low line right now is where it needs to be. It's not opened up yet.
No, and I'll tell you what, Garrett's had an easy time. The lap guys have all been down low, but now you've got lap guys that are battling each other pretty hard. Contact there. So he's going to have to pick his way through. Oh! See, right there, he almost got in a little trouble there in 1 and 2. He had to check up and to not hit Jeff Flero as he's trying to dice through those guys.
Yeah, he did, and he got through there. That's why I say that's where the danger lurks around every corner. As long as they're single file down low, no problems. But when they get up there and battle, and hey, look, lap cars trying to battle for position 2. Tom Taylor around Caution out here. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay and see what happens. We're just talking about some of the lap machines there battling there in their own style battle. Let's see. Oh, Parker, boy, almost got into that.
Yeah.
Tom just went up the track. Little contact, unfortunately paid the price, hit the wall. Just one of those racing deals there. But in the meantime, that does give Parker a chance to pull in on Pepiot and see if he can't get up there and take that lead away.
This is going to give him another bite at the apple here. And it's also same thing for Vickery, though. I mean, for Vickery, it's more important for him to catch and get around Parker, just from a point standpoint. And having a teammate between you is both frustrating, but you never, don't expect a teammate to ruin their race. Everybody's got to run their race. But, man, I tell you, if we'll see how this all shakes out, because everybody here in the top three has something on the line. Parker wants to win. Then you got the other two for points, and then Garrett always wants to win. So, I mean, they all want to win. I shouldn't say they don't all want to win, but, you got to varying degrees, the risk and reward is different for each one of these guys.
And with that said here, Pepiot loves that we're going single file because definitely he's going to get that lead out front. So Pepiot right there looking good. Now, it's essentially a green-white checkered, about as close as you're ever going to get in dirt side of things to being a true green-white. As the green flag flies, here we go. If they make it to the white flag, it won't matter what happens. The battle's going to be back here for the third place spot as Spangler looks on the inside, coming into 3 and 4. You got Victory up top, down low. Here comes Spangler to see white flag out one more time.
I got one more to go. We go down to the backstretch. No real battles going on in the top three, or top four, but he's going to try one more try down low. Here's Spangler, but it's not going to get there for the checkered flag. You got a hornet's nest, the last four guys here between Roger and Flaro and those guys. They were really duking it out there for the last spots here. So Garrett picks up another one tonight.
He does. He picks up 2 here tonight for the Rebels division. Good run for him right there, folks, as always. Garrett Pepiot winning it there. Rebels race. He won it in the 305s earlier. Kyle Parker comes home in second. Nicholas Victory pulls off the third place here. What a finish to these guys here tonight, as we'll get some of these boys up here and get a word with them. And we know the lineup is right on this one. So there we go.
None of those guys wanted to.
No, why? I guarantee you that Pepe's not going to make that mistake twice.
Oh, I didn't. Like I said, I've gotten by. Well, I did make it twice, but I won't do it again. If I got damage, I'm gonna let it ride.
Yes. Bringing up Parker here, and we'll find Victory. I think Victory he already up here. So let's bring up third place man Nicholas Victory. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Mr. Vickery, this is John Hine up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Oh, we're making this a habit here tonight. Talking to you again. Almost same scenario too. I mean, you got a tight battle with the points. You had the guy you're chasing, unfortunately, up and winning for you, but you had a teammate between them. Boy, what was going through your mind? Is there anything? Were you contemplating maybe having to try something, or were you just going to be content to not do anything to throw those points away?
No, yeah, that the last caution we had, there was a big gap from me to the guy in fourth. And Kyle kind of got slowed up by some lap traffic, and I told Kyle, I'm like, look, unless I know that I'm clear, I'm not going to pass you. We've got a 4-second lead on the guy in fourth. I'm not going to risk taking us both out. Especially me, fighting for the championship. I want the points. I'd rather finish third behind you. And I mean, Pepiot's in front of me either way, right? So it didn't really matter whether I got around Kyle. We're only talking 3 or 4 points. So just try to stay clean and stay out of trouble when we got around the lap cars.
That's when you need to say, hey, Kyle, I'll give you a free lap. Bribe him with a lap or something so you just get out of my way.
Yeah, he was being a good teammate. He mentioned, he said, look, if you get a run, let me know, and I'll hold my line instead of drifting up, into the racing line. So, we were definitely talking about it, but the opportunity just didn't present itself. So,
well, that's probably the smart way to go. Not get each other out of your rhythm, and that's a quick way for sure to find a problem. But hey, a couple of good runs here tonight. So all in all, you probably had a nice fun night hanging out with your friends and tearing up some mud. Who would you like to give a shout out here for your podium again?
Yeah, first thing, Spartan Racing. Like we always say, we always spot for each other in the races, and we bounce different setup ideas and different gears off each other. Trying to figure out what's gonna get us to the front. VMR wraps, of course. Mirror Image Auto Spa. My wife for letting me do this, and you guys for putting on a great show again.
Well, thank you very much. And hey, you guys put the show on. We just we kind of narrate what's going on. So, hey, great runs tonight and all across the board. So, thank you very much. That is Nicholas Vickery, our podium third place finisher.
Yeah, absolutely. There we go. Nicholas putting it home in third tonight here with this guy, Kyle Parker. One better position here, coming home in second.
Hey, Kyle, long time no talk.
Hey, look at that. You guys remember me this time, though.
Well, we didn't have to worry about iRACING doing their voodoo math at the end of the race.
Of course, always.
Well, you had a scary moment there. Where you come through the, lap guys look like they're pretty good about staying low, and then you come up on a group of them that were fighting.
Talk about a pucker, man.
Yeah, you had a kind of a Code Brown moment there. So, did you see that coming? I mean, as you're approaching that traffic, you give the guy, people listening here, as somebody that's on a lead lap, fast, good spot, when you approach traffic like that, what is your mindset and what are you thinking?
You just gotta be patient. If you try to rush it, something's always gonna happen. You know what I mean? Because those guys are doing everything they can to stay out of your way, to not mess up your race, and they're trying not to mess up their race. Especially, it was a Kramer, and I think it was Cranmer and Goldner battling. So you got to realize that they're fighting for a spot too, and then trying to stay out of your way. So just be patient, and I think I might have been too patient because Nick caught me up to me, so that caution kind of helped me, But it's definitely, I was nervous, especially when I came off turn 2 and I seen them I think they got into each other, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
Yep. Yeah, and the thing is, they didn't do anything wrong. They've got the right to their own battle and everything else, and it's always the leader's responsibility to work your way around them. And so anybody out there listening, I'm not trying to throw those guys under the bus. They're doing their own thing, and doing the right thing. But yeah, I told Nick running behind you, I was like, he needs those points. I said, did you try bribing him with like a VMR wrap or something? But it's not like you guys were working together good and whatnot. So a couple of good strong finishes here for you tonight. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
I got to thank Spartan Racing, man. Those guys, like I said, they're always the best. Dig Setups, Kingsley Heating and AC, VMR reps for the paint. If you guys need paint, they're looking. And then you guys for the broadcast, and Joe for putting this all together.
Well, thank you very much. That's Kyle Parker, our second place finisher tonight.
Thanks, boys. Have a good night.
There we go. Kyle Parker definitely coming home in second here tonight. Well, this guy again pulling it off in victory lane. Garrett Pepe joining the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, you got the second one here tonight, but what a night for you here so far. How's it feel putting in victory lane here for the Rebels?
It feels good. Keep that points lead.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, how was the setup here on this track? And I mean, as far as different wise from earlier tonight where you were on the fix as opposed to now where you're on your open style setup?
To be honest, I don't like small tracks, and I don't practice them too much because I just don't have the best of luck. And I just threw in a setup that I had that I knew would work at Lima Land or Linear, and change like the gearing and a wing angle, and that's about it, and it worked.
You say that, and then you come out here and dominate. That's a scary feeling for all the competition.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I love racing.
Hey, no doubt about it. We can tell you're definitely good at it. You're definitely fast, and you was fast all night tonight, but you put in victory lane for the 305 and for the Rebels here and the 360s. You got anybody you want to thank for a great win and a great night here at Hometown Heroes?
Roger for putting on this league. Like I said before, without him, we wouldn't have these good races and all these races to race in every week. Velocity Race Designs for painting my car. Ford Entertainment Group for building me my PC to compete with these guys. Race Lab Apps and Alex Hanna Gaming. And you, Joe, for streaming this and people watch and enjoy the show.
Absolutely. It definitely was a show to watch, as always. It's Garrett Pepiot. Man, he put it in victory lane. Again, congratulations on that win.
Thank you.
There we go. Garrett Pepiot doing it. And I tell you what, John, like I said, what a night it has been, and what a night it will be as we head off next week, Veterans Week. So that's a special charity event. Starts Monday. We'll go throughout the week. Check out GForceRL.com for more information. Look forward to seeing that too.
Yeah, and another thing too I'd like to mention is with that Veterans Week coming up, we do have a special event that anybody in iRacing can join. So if you go out to our website, GForceRL.com, you can come and enter that race. You make a donation to our veterans, whether you live in Canada or America. Here in America, you can give to either. You can give to both. We owe those folks a tremendous gratitude for the freedom that they've provided us, and even if you don't want to race and you're just listening and you like to give a little bit to some of our troops that have come home that need our help, you can get on there and do the same thing. Make a donation. Every bit counts. Like I said, these are folks that need our help and whatnot. And, we owe it to them. They've went out and laid their life on the line so we can come here and do these things and have fun and go to our local tracks and all that kind of stuff. So next week's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, if everybody that's listening, one way or another, go to our website, GForceRL.com, make some kind of donation and whatnot. If you are in iRacing but not part of the league, hey, come race with us. Come see if you can beat Garrett. See if you can beat Kyle and the rest of these guys. You can come up here and rub elbows with them and test your mettle against those guys.
Well, that said, folks, it was a good night here at Hometown Heroes. For myself and everyone, have a good night.